Wonder if we're live. Are we live? Hello out there, everyone. I think our stream is live. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Let me know if the music ever gets too loud. Hey, great. Let's see. I'm gonna move the chat over here so I can read the chat. There we go. Gone. Let me just move this over a little bit. And I need to be able to read this guy here. How about that? All right, there's a good spot for that. Cool. All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I thought it'd be great to just hang out and chill. So this is probably the first time since we've had a chance to catch up since the new year. So Happy New Year to everyone. I hope your 2023 is off to a great start. Grab yourself a coffee. Let's just hang out. We can chat about whatever. And today I'll be playing Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers on the Nintendo 3DS. This is one that I had so much fun, and I think this is an extremely interesting game for me because I had already spent the whole first part of the year frantically and furiously developing these other titles, and I didn't rest in between development of any of these titles. So I was already pushing myself very far past my limits when I was making Gaiden for the 3DS. So while I was making this game, any decision that I made, I didn't second guess myself. So creatively, this is the most raw and unfiltered thing that I've ever made. Often when you're creating something, you tend to stop and you take a step back and you think, hey, are people going to like this? Or is someone going to get offended by that? Are people going to even, like this thing that I'm making? And at this point, when I was making Gaiden, I didn't have extra energy for that, and I didn't have any time, so I didn't question a single thing that I made for Gaiden. So this is the most raw and filtered thing, and I think it. I really like. I'm a big South Park fan, and I like the interview that showed Trey Parker and Matt Stone explaining some on some episodes they had such little time because they pulled things together with such little time left that they sort of said something to the effect of they just had to make something and they didn't have time to stop and check their work. They just made it, and that's what Gaiden is for me. So I think it's fun because it shows what someone would end up making if they didn't have time to stop and say, hey, maybe I should check this. I just made it, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. Yeah. Hey, Destinova, how's it going? And Spiralite, good to see you. And David Siles, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Right, so this is the. I'll just explain everything as I go. So this is the diner. You may have noticed some characters popping up. There we go. I got a 20% health boost for the next mission. And what are you looking at me with those stupid kissable lips of yours, huh? So when you hang out at the diner, every so often characters will show up, and when they show up, you'll get stat boosts that last for the next mission, but only for the next mission. So those are pretty beneficial, especially if you want to take on the harder difficulty missions. You're allowed to punch above your weight a significant amount, and that will let you get better rewards. So this does take into account the time of day. You get different enemies to fight during the time of the day. So let's see. Last time I was using in this save file, this is my developer save file. We've got Gus, Holt, Oxa, Atticus. Let's go ahead and let's see. Let's just get some favorites in there. Let's see. People tend to like Moss. I always enjoy when people send a message and they let me know that they really like a certain character. We had Ox last time. Let's drop Bull in there. Yeah, he's only level 2, but he's got good stats. So let's go ahead and level him up a bit. We had Atticus last time. Let's go ahead and drop some Fred in there. So I am working on a Galaxy Bound Curse update, and I do have news coming related to Galaxy Bound Curse soon. So yeah, right. So every character can only use one weapon type. Fred, let's see, if I try to use a crossbow, what does it say? Fred only feels like using a long gun. Well, we got a bear rifle here. It's got comeback range. Let's see, do we have anything better than that? Right, see if there's any cool skills attached to a weapon, you can click on it. Let's see, charge meter plus 25 on wake up. That's pretty good. So when you get knocked out and you're revived, you'll have a stat boost. I have a bear rifle. Can I enhance this? Do I have any materials? Let's see. I don't have enough materials. Bomber. So when you do enhance the equipment 4 times, it unlocks a second skill. Or if it doesn't have the first skill, then it'll just unlock this one. So this is a level 5 rifle. That's pretty good. I'll just go ahead and equip that. Hey, Stefan, is it Stefan? Kleisch. This Canadian bought his first Silver Falls game last week. Undertakers only played the game for about 1 minute though, so currently lacking an opinion about the game. Thanks. Undertakers is an interesting one, because when you're a developer, you always want to do the most you can do, and you want to make the most you can make. And with Undertakers, I had to practice a huge amount of discipline because I wanted to make something that genuinely felt like an Atari 2600 game. So with that one, I focused on just creating an interesting vibe and an atmosphere and a story that can at least hold up to modern expectations, while the gameplay is more simple. But there is Game B mode that has significantly more depth, and Game B mode does have some RPG elements, and there's more playable characters in Game B. I had so much fun developing Undertakers. For me, I grew up playing Atari 2600 and the NES, and so there were a lot of nights with my siblings where, let's see, yeah, I'll get some materials actually. Oh, hold on, I'll get a bow. This might be a good bow here. Rock out. Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of nights with my siblings where we'd be playing an Atari game, and Atari didn't have music. It was just quiet, and you heard that 8-bit crunching, and then you'd hear the crickets chirping outside. And that was really the feeling that I wanted to evoke with Undertakers, and why there is no soundtrack, why there are no save points. Because there are no save points in Undertakers, you form a different relationship with the game, because you start again from the beginning, and you have to recall everything that you did before. So in that respect, even though it makes a more inconvenient game experience, it's more about the relationship that each player forms with the game itself. And that's something that I know doesn't appeal to everyone. But it's only one game in the series, and I want every game to feel distinctly different. So that was my priority with that. Let me know if the music's too quiet or too soft or whatnot. Alright, so I think my characters are kind of high level for this mission, but I'm trying to level up Bull and Moss. Let's have a look at Holt's skills. Oh look, I still got Holt's ultimate skill here, so let's do a galaxy kick. Rock out. Let's see, oh I do have Bull's Moonbreaker. I should look at the skills when we get back to the camp. What does Moss have? I don't have Moss's thing. So Moss has Cryo Amplify. He can boost his own cryo abilities. Let's see here. I'll just cryo shot this guy. So you can aim your normal attacks, but your special attacks, you can't aim those. So this is good because Moss can help party members on the other side. But your normal attack will use all of your energy, your charge meter, this green thing here. So a cryo shot, if you use your skills, they won't use up your whole meter. They only use a fixed amount. I'll give him a shoot. Bang, 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 bang. Rock on. Okay, so I'll show you the other missions as well. They change hourly, daily, and there are easy missions. So if you're just wanting to grind out some materials, that are easy missions that are you can level up your lower level characters. You can get materials and equipment, and then there are the tougher missions where maybe if you're feeling a bit more like you want a challenge. What games is everyone playing? I haven't been playing anything. I've just been trying to recover the past couple of weeks. I played. I generally play Smash Brothers when I have catch up with friends. We'll play some Smash Brothers. That's basically the only game I've been playing. Just check my audio level here. I'm not sure if this is too quiet or too loud. Let me know if it's too loud. The majority of the soundtrack is acoustic. I worked so hard on creating this camp. I really wanted to feel like you're at this campsite. Let's have a look. Let's see. Bull's Moonbreaker, enemy defense -20. That's great. Bull is a great character for boss fights because they can bosses will either wear you down and it's a war of attrition, or they'll just deal so much damage that they can knock everyone out very quickly. So you have to play a strong defensive game. Let's see, he's got Flash Bomb. So if you hadn't seen the other gameplay videos for Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers, characters have different abilities on different days. So today for me is Friday, so I have everyone's Friday abilities. Let's see. So Bull doesn't really have many defensive skills. He's not good at defending party members in terms of boosting their stats or whatnot. But he's a great offense character. Let's see. Yeah, if you have Undertakers, you'll be able to use CodeLinker to connect it to this one, and that will give you Bull Brandish as a playable character. Destinova. So Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers is still in the approval process. So we're waiting for Nintendo to finish processing it, and then we'll launch it absolutely as soon as possible, as soon as they're able to approve it. If you have Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy Color, again, the ROM is free. Go ahead and grab that on the website. If you connect Galaxy Bound Curse, you can get Fred as a playable character. And he's a bit of a glass cannon, so good damage output, but his HP isn't as good as the other characters. He's got Brave Death, so when he gets knocked out in battle, he heals the allies' HP. So it's just a heal all for the party members, but not for him when he gets knocked out. So that's a great skill. And it really flows because he has lower HP, so he's much more likely to get knocked out, more so than the other party members. But when he does get knocked out, again, he has that skill that heals everyone. So that's a pretty great setup there. JMit 1970. Hey, hello. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We're just having a look at our character skills here. Let's see. Recover some HP, boost charge. Okay. All right. So let's do. So my characters are about 5, 6, 5. Bull is 2. Stefan, you should be proud of having published many games on 2 Nintendo systems in 1 year. Seems like Guinness level record breaking that I doubt will be topped anywhere anytime soon. It was an incredible challenge, but I think it's normal for people to want to challenge themselves, whether you're an athlete or if you paint or do photography or if you bicycle, you hike, you rock climb, you surf. It's normal to want to push yourself, and you want to see how good you can become and how much you can take. And um, that was part of the equation for me was I want to be the absolute best game developer that I can be. And obviously there are always going to be limitations because I'm working on my own, but that affords me huge benefits. For example, no one's going to tell me how to make my game. I'm never going to have a publisher ruin my game franchise and ruin the characters and stories and gameplay that people enjoy. So that's why I work extra hard, is I want to make great games for people, but I want to make it in a way where whatever I make isn't at risk of being ruined by some CEO, some executive that doesn't even know what a video game is, you know? They think a video game is connecting your credit card and pushing the microtransaction button, you know what I mean? All right, so when you click on these missions, so the casual ones are easy. That's meant for people to just chill, you know? If you've had a long day, knock out some casual missions. It's pretty chill. Challenge is still pretty easy as well, but they're going to be closer to your level. That one's level 6, level 8. Let's see here. I do need materials. I'm just gonna quickly grind for materials. Let's see. I do need to. Oh wow, 10's kind of high for me though, because Bull's still level 2. I'll just do this one. You know how Bull had that skill. That his Friday skill is light based, so that would do extra damage. You see where it says strong, but anyone that uses a light melee will be weaker. So Holt, for example, uses a light melee, so he'll do less damage. Whereas if someone uses a crossbow in this mission, they'll do extra damage. Well, okay, so we're all, everyone's a bit bummed out because the eShop is ending for the Wii U and 3DS. And that sucks. And my first thought was, if I could make a bunch of games, that would make it just a little bit easier to swallow, to take the situation that kind of sucks. And I just wanted people to feel like there is a developer out there who cares about them. Look, I'm exactly the same as you guys. I'm a massive 3DS and Wii U fan, and for years and years and years, I felt like developers just didn't care about me. They don't care about the platforms that I like, and I wanted people to not be so bummed out about the eShop ending, and I wanted people to feel like there's a developer that cares about them. Ow, Fred! No. Okay. It's alright. Alright. Okay, so I was just chatting, and I wasn't paying attention, and now I'm getting killed. So, great. I'll come back. I'll come back to this mission now. Okay. No. Holt can't do it by himself. Oh, Holt can't. Well, hold on. I have a health item. Let's see. You know what? Let's see if Holt can solo this. Come on, Holt! Alright. I have one health item. But here's the thing, if you have access to your ultimate ability, you have a significant advantage. It makes the normal missions much easier, and it makes the boss missions doable. Alright, so I don't want to waste... If I attack, it'll waste my charge meter. So I'm waiting until enough of them are in range. I don't think I can wait much longer. I'm just going to chuck it out there. Alright. I need to take down 9 more. Oh, I don't know if I should use my health item now. I'm going to wait on the health item. Luckily, his speed's pretty good, so I think Holt can solo this because he has the ultimate. But you only have access to your ultimates for a limited amount of time, so you have to beat bosses to get your ultimate skill, and you generally only have that ultimate skill for 7 days. So you try to use it as much as you can while you have it. When does this come out? There's no release date yet. I'm waiting for Nintendo to finish the approval process, and as soon as they give me the all clear, I'll hit the go button, and we'll put this up on the eShop. Yeah, I think indie developers have the passion, and the only reason why independent developers can make games and why it can work is because we all understand that AAA studios executives kind of ruin things, and by supporting independent developers, we are able to get games that are made with passion that people really care about. I can make battle-ready replicas from movies and video games if you want. So this is Falcon Allardyce. He's actually the protagonist from a different game that's going to come out in the future. So he's going to be code linker content. So when you play Silver Falls games in the future, who knows how long in the future they'll come out, you'll still be able to bring future games back and add those characters to Gaiden. Danteo, what do you got for me, man? What do you got? You know what's relaxing? Paragliding. You ought to try it. Me personally, maybe I won't find paragliding relaxing, but that's, this guy. Yeah, doesn't know. Holt did solo that battle. You see him take down all those enemies. Yeah, I love the book style games, the DS games. Oh man, my brain just went flat. There's a bunch of book style, portrait style games that I really like. Yeah. There's something special to me about games that split the image across 2 screens that appeals to me. Maybe because it's a rare reprieve from the usual 16:9 format. I kind of feel the same. I don't know, I think we have like a tactile connection to books. We've all held a book, and I think there's this merging of books because we have to put in so much of our own effort and imagination into a book, and then it sort of feels like this book is now coming alive. So we have this tactile, muscle memory thing, and then we have these images and everything coming to life. It feels really like there's a cool connection there. That's what I sort of feel about it. Oh, you know what really helped? Oh no, that I already used my stat boost in the other battle. Anyway, hey, Bull leveled up. That's great. Yeah, so you have a look at Holt. I'll look at his skills here. It says I only have that for 6 days now. Galaxy Kick. So you can boost your own power and defense plus 30. That's why Holt was able to solo that battle. Every time he uses his ultimate ability, he gets stronger and his defense goes up. So Holt is great for bosses that can dish out significant damage. If you can get a few Galaxy Kicks out, that allows you to survive bosses' attacks, and then you can heal party members. Excuse me. Let's see. I didn't even need to use my health item. Nice. I'll give him a second one anyway. I'll give him a first aid juice, and let's see. Can anyone hold? Okay. Oh, see, Bull. I gave Bull some moose juice. No, a cheesy moose antler, so he can increase his charge. All right, let's do some difficult missions now. Let's see. Oh, Moss's. See, I could get Moss's ultimate, and these are daily bosses. I could get Danteo's ultimate. Let's see. So bosses are very difficult. This is level 12, and if you have characters that use a bow, they'll have an advantage. And Oil is stronger. And we have a warning here. So enemies deal extra damage to anyone who has a brave soul. So that's important to take into account as well. Let's see. So Moss has a strong soul. Holt's artistic, lonely, and wistful. That's good. If I had someone in my party that had a brave soul, they would be taking extra damage. I don't have anyone that uses a bow. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's just see what happens. All right, let's try and get Danteo's thing. Let's rock out. Do the stat boosts stack and last for the fight, like Pokemon? Yes. And for the most part, there are no limits to how far your stat boost can go, unless it's something like defense. Oh, this is a radioactive battle. I didn't realize, and I'm gonna be taking heaps of damage here. That's rough. That's real rough. Shoot. I don't have radioactive armor, so I'm going to keep taking damage. That's a bummer. Yeah. That's it. I'm not going to waste my items. Yeah, it's radioactive. I should have checked. I didn't check. That's a real bummer. That's a real bummer. So there are characters that have, they can grant radioactive armor to the party, and then that saves you from taking all that radioactive damage. But I'm a little bit low level for that fight anyway, so I'll just grind a little bit and get some materials. Okay, so it's always good to check your party members when you get to camp as well, because they'll bring you items. So yeah, Bjorna just showed up. She gave me a hippie bandana. When people are counting on you, you can't afford to let them down. And gold. So if you have Guardians of Metal Exterminators, that should be coming back to the eShop as well. So Nintendo is working on improving the update for that fixes a heap of things, and it improves the stability significantly. Let's see what gold says. You ever try wood engraving? It's very rewarding, you know. Oh, I got a longbow. Thank you. Oops, my chat got... I'm a massive fan of battle systems that let you play how you want. There isn't a specific strategy you have to do to win. I'm a big fan of that. Let's see. See, if I wanted to do that boss fight, I would just go to the diner a couple times and let people visit me, and then I'll get free stat boosts if I wanted to do a boss fight. You can also refresh the missions as well. So you can see every day the challenges will change. Every hour the casual missions will change. And then you have the weekly stuff as well that's even more difficult. And that's for stuff where if you think you've got just the perfect team that happens to fit in to the requirements, go for the tough missions, because you're going to get good rewards for that. Let's see. I want more stuff, so I'm going to refresh that, right? That's expensive, though. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's like a compound bow. There's some metal. I do need some metal for enhancing my materials. So, weak. So if you have throwing weapons or explosive stuff, they'll do less damage, and then heavy melee. So Bull Brandish will do more damage here because he has a heavy melee. Let's see. Enemies deal extra damage to anyone not wearing a vest. Okay. I think most of my people don't have vests. I don't have that much. I should be grinding for armor, actually, right now. I don't have that much. Actually, I might see if I've got one. Dang. I don't have a vest. That's why I put the casual stuff there because it's easy to grind for items that you need. Refreshing the casual ones only costs 100 tokens. So that way you do the easier missions, you try to get the equipment you need to do the tougher missions. I'm just gonna look for some metal. So I'm just gonna hope my Fred doesn't get hit because he's pretty low health. Okay, how many blocks of space do you think the game will be? It's pretty small. I'll double check. The game itself is, let me think. I think it's around 120 megabytes. So I'd have to see how many blocks that is. Okay. I need to actually pay attention. Will Galaxy Kick reach? No, it doesn't. Man, they went straight for Fred, didn't they? If he was wearing a vest, you know. Health! Okay. Shoot. Oh, I'm taking so much damage over here. I'm gonna use this party over here. I can help. Your physical attack, it'll be weaker if that green bar is not filled up that much. Shoot, I'm just gonna Galaxy Kick. Don't die! I don't have any more party heal items, I think. Nope, no more. Don't kill me! I should have put Fred next to Holt because Holt has Galaxy Kick. I shouldn't have let Moss die, I needed his range. So this battle I am having a bit tougher time with this. Oh no. And the problem is Holt's physical attack doesn't go very far. That's gonna make it tough. Don't kill me. So I hyper optimized this game, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. I'll check it. No! I just wasted an item. It's too late. Fred already died. Let's see, I have 5 enemies to go. Well, it's just us. Oh crap! Ah, Bull died. Gonna make it tough. Well, looks like Holt and his Galaxy Kick are gonna solo it. Just electro-shot these guys. So electro-shot is good because it goes pretty far, doesn't it? I might just electro-shot again. Oh, that's tough. Holt does get an ability where he can boost his own electric power, so that's one of the days of the week, I think. It's the last enemy. There we go. Out of curiosity, what's the file size of the largest Silver Falls game? It's probably going to be Inside Its Umbra, and I think that game might be 500 megs. Oh, no, what am I talking about? I'm being ridiculous. Episode Prelude on the Switch, I think is 1.7 gigs, or somewhere around there. A lot of high-resolution assets in that. Okay, so I got 3 pieces of metal, and I got a backpack. Got 38 tokens, 75 experience. So, let's see. Oh, I don't know if I've got the lucky feathers yet. So you can trade tokens. Eventually, you'll be able to trade tokens for lucky feathers, and those boost your loot reward. So the levels of your loot and the amount of loot that you get increases. So you'll have to meet someone at the diner first. We might just go to the diner and try and meet Kathleen, because she'll trade us lucky feathers. Let's head on over to the diner. And let me check what the file size is. Let's see, I don't have a... Let me see. Let me see here. Just gonna check my file sizes. What have we got here? Okay. 124 megs. Let's see, so I'm just gonna look up how many blocks 124 megs is. How many blocks on 3DS is... Let's see. Okay, so 1 megabyte is 8 blocks. One megabyte is 8 blocks. You said it's about 1,000? So if it's 120, let's just say 125 megabytes. Yeah, you're right, it's about 1,000. Spot on. We got a math magician over here in Desdenova. Yeah, I hyper-optimized. There's a massive amount of content in both Gaiden and Ruby River, and I wanted to make sure that it was easy for people to fit it on their 3DS, and I wanted to make sure that it worked on every model. So it was a challenge working on this. Let's see. Okay. So the text is. I'll just move that a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, we got a max power plus 15 as well. I love listening to anime. Characters always explain their powers in fights, so it's easy to follow along. So here's a character that's newly introduced to the series. He was briefly mentioned in the Heavy Shadow novel as well. So it's a line of dialogue that makes sense that it would still be pretty fun to just listen to anime, because the characters always over-explain everything anyway, so he's blind, but you can still enjoy anime, I think. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Oh, I got some characters here. Alright, what do you got for me, dude? Alright, got some oil. Okay, we got Fort Fordero from Heavy Shadow. Someone's missing, we can't afford to waste time, come on. Ooh, cheesy moose antlers, thank you for that. And we got Dr. Sparrow. Not taking care of yourself is not a sign of manliness. Got a growing state. So, our Heavy Shadow novel, I think I've written 18 chapters for that. You can read that for free on the website. And I'm working on, once that's all finished, I'll have paperbacks and hardcovers that you'll be able to purchase. And there is a code linker system built into the novel. So Fort Fordero here, the only way that you can get him as playable is to use the Heavy Shadow novel, because the Heavy Shadow novel has its own code linker. So that'll be on, either you open the book and then it'll show you how to do the code linker with the cipher system, so you can add characters from the Heavy Shadow novel into the Silver Falls games. I might just wait for one more stat boost because I struggled in that battle a little. Let's see if Kathleen shows up. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to get the loot boost, the lucky feathers from Kathleen. So let's see if she shows up. You just suddenly had the strange thought, might the Wii U have sold better if Nintendo had created an application to stream 3DS software on the Wii U console itself? That's great. I think it would have sold much better if you could do that. But I think the Wii U was... It's tough, Doesn't Homebrew allow people to do that? I bought a bunch of DS games on the Wii U because I really liked using the gamepad for the touchscreen, and then you have your DS game on the TV. It really made it made Spirit Tracks much more playable. I had a tough time playing Spirit Tracks in Phantom Hourglass because my hand covers the bottom screen and then I can't see what's going on. My dog seems to be barking at something. It's probably like a ghost or something. Yeah, I think the Wii U really confused people. So many people thought it was just a controller. I didn't get Catherine this time. Let's just, let's do another mission. Yeah, it does sound like a new controller. Yeah, I think Spirit Tracks is fantastic, but again, uh, I've often found myself getting hit by stuff that was under my hand because my and I think I first played it on an XL as well, so the DSi XL. So I had a tough time, but I enjoyed it way more on the Wii U because the gamepad's so much bigger, and that you could see it was easier to see stuff even if my hand was over something. The screen was so much bigger that I could still see things. So. I think it would have been great if Nintendo did more DS games on the Wii U. I would have got way more. I keep clicking on OBS instead of the game here. Are there any characters that anyone else wants to see? Let's see. Look, we're relying on Holt so much. Let's swap him out so we don't overly rely on him. Who do we got? We have Arnault. Hey, here's a surprise character. For the people that have played 3 Down Stars, there's the girl that gets run over by a car. And then there's something you can do to stop that from happening. And she is a glass cannon. She's quite good with guns. So she uses long guns. So she has very high speed, but very low health. You can see at level 0 she has 60 HP. She has a skill called Avenge Me, so... Oh, wow! Oh, wow! Okay. I forgot she had this. You know, so as a gamer, I kind of... I just had a gamer moment where I thought, holy crap, that's cool. So whenever she gets knocked out, she has such low health, it actually fills up your party's charge meter a fair bit. That's pretty rad. Let's see if we've got a gun for her. I thought I just won one, didn't I? I got a level 3 Vulture Rifle. Yeah, give her the Vulture Rifle. If a character gets knocked out, they still get experience points. I know that's kind of anti a classic RPG, but I'm really trying to respect people's time here. We're all adults, we all have families, we have jobs, so I don't want to waste people's time. So even if you get knocked out in battle, you're going to get full experience points. Destinova, you got it. You got it. All right. Let's see here. You know what? Let's try and get a cool bow. This bow looks cool. I'll try and get that. Rock out. You finally bought Platypus Duck. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining. You finally bought a Wii U about 2 weeks ago, and I'm very happy I was able to get one before the shop closes. Can't wait for Silver Falls and a Wii U. Yeah, I'm glad you got one. They're kind of tough to get, especially in Australia. Oh man, I love the Wii U. It's just such a great console. I'm kind of worried my laser in my Wii U is burning out because sometimes it takes a while to load games, and it wasn't like that when I first got it. I see that. Ooh, it's kind of satisfying if you can line up your ranged weapon and hit multiple enemies at the same time. I didn't get it that time. So oh no. Okay, this is a pretty tough. Okay, I'm getting killed here. I think I gotta do some casual missions and level up. You see what happens if you don't have Holt and his Galaxy Kick? I got thrashed. The eShop closer is more destructive to the Wii U's library than I thought. Only 26% of the Wii U library was actually on a disc. That's tough. Yeah, it's a bummer. It is a bummer. Oh, there's a cool gun here. Let's grab that. Level 6. Let's see. 5. Oh, you know what? This one's level 1. Let's do that one. Bought one local for $225, 32 gig, Mario Kart 8 pre-installed, 3 remotes, 10 awesome games. Wow, you got a good price for that. If it came with all that stuff, nice. You know what? Some people have told me they got third-party batteries, like Barry from Impact Gaming told me he recently got a battery and it gets like 6 hours battery life or something for his gamepad, which is pretty rad. I always have my gamepad plugged in when I'm playing. Oh, here's a fun little detail. So, I wrote a full soundtrack for this game. I'm very proud of the work that I did with this soundtrack. I think I gave it its own particular flavor. But if you have characters from other Silver Falls games in your party, then music from their game will sometimes play. So this is a 3 Down Stars track that we're hearing right now. And it's only playing because Moss is here. And he's a 3 Down Stars character, and Annie's a 3 Down Stars character as well. So, you can even hear the Game Boy music from Galaxy Bound Curse and Ghoul Busters. If you have those characters in your party, sometimes their music will play during battle as well. Yeah, got them both. I should have waited for my charge meter to fill up, huh? Alright, Annie, see, so, yeah, Annie's a great character to use abilities because you saw how quickly her charge meter filled up. So there's a strange balance to it. I call it strange. I would call it unique. I can't think of other games that have a system like this because I really wanted to make something that was just interesting and different. Um, the slower characters, usually in RPGs, the slower characters suck because the faster characters are always going to get more turns. But you can use items to fill up your charge meter, and other party members can fill up your charge meter, so you can make your slower characters take turns sooner. One of the games was Mario and Sonic Rio 2016, which is worth around 80. Ooh, nice, good find. In Canada, the Wii U is unfortunately accessible. I will probably buy my first one shortly. Nice. I hope you can grab one. I hope you can get one pretty quickly. White Inside Its Umbra is massive. It's a massive game, Stefan. If you haven't seen the other videos yet, I'll try and make more content soon. Oh, Desinova, you're heading out. Hopefully next time will be a launch party. I think the next stream will be a launch party. That's coming up pretty soon. And you love the music is great again. Especially love the mellow tunes in between fights and at the diner. Thanks for playing Silver Falls and enjoying it. I really appreciate it. And thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you again soon, Desinova. Take it easy. Why hasn't White Inside Its Umbra gotten a release date yet? We've been in the approval process for a few months, but White Inside Its Umbra uses controllers in a way that hasn't been done before, and there is a risk of some things going on, like people dropping the gamepad when they get startled. Even when I was doing internal testing, there were situations where people actually fell off the balance board because I've had to keep adjusting and fine-tuning the game to make it more safe, White Inside Its Umbra. So say there previously were situations where you could play with your gamepad. Let's pretend this is a gamepad, right? You have your Wiimote. This is a stylus case, but this is a Wacom stylus case, but now it's a Wiimote, right? So the game, it's designed to really just sort of trick you into feeling you're actually there, so it's strangely immersive in a tactile way. So you have your Wiimote, and it's a flashlight, you're looking around, and there are invisible enemies. You can't see them, so you have to use the gamepad, and the gamepad has a camera, and the camera emits infrared, it can pick up infrared light, just like a normal digital camera. So now you have your gamepad, and you're turning around, you're looking around for this invisible enemy. You have your flashlight, which is also how you aim your gun as well, and you're using the balance board, and there are moments where, okay, you see it over there, okay, the enemy's coming, and then a different non-invisible enemy suddenly sneaks up on you, and because you're not even looking at the screen, the TV, you're looking at this thing, and you're moving it around, and you look at it, and it jump scares you. It's not a programmed jump scare, but organically, enemies can startle you in organic ways that aren't scripted, and it's pretty frightening because it has happened to me. It's just you don't expect it, and I have had testers fall off the balance board as well, and I suspect there was some concern on Nintendo's side that people might get hurt by falling off the board, or they might slip off the board and drop the gamepad. So I had to keep fine-tuning and adjusting the game to make it a bit more safer. And I think that's why it's taking so long. So I wanted to try to still maintain the spirit of what I was going for with Inside Its Umbra, while not putting people at risk of dropping and breaking their gamepad. And I think the game is still extremely exciting and frightening, but I think we've fine-tuned it and adjusted so that hopefully won't happen to people. There are enemies as well, like I'm clearly a massive survival horror fan, uh, and so I wanted to make I wanted the gamepad to feel like you absolutely need this thing. It's not, just an extra. You absolutely need it. So ammunition is very limited in Inside Its Umbra. There are no save points. You play through the game in one shot. So that means that you have to manage your resources pretty carefully. And if you are reckless with your ammo and you're very low on ammo, there's an app on your gamepad, and that it's meant to sort of scare animals away, and it's called a UV blaster, and it blasts ultraviolet light, and it emits a high-pitched sound. So if you run out of ammo and an enemy comes towards you, you open that app on your gamepad, and you actually have to aim it at the enemies, and you can get them to just sort of paralyze them and get them to just decide to leave you alone, and they'll run off. But it drains the battery power on the gamepad significantly. So now the actual battery power of your gamepad is also one of your resources, because if you use up the battery power on your gamepad, you won't be able to use the GPS, you won't have access. There's an emergency flashlight on there. There's heaps of other apps that you'll absolutely need. So if you waste your battery power, you're screwed. And that's a sort of balance that you can't really get if you have a long-form game that uses a save file system. You can't really create an experience like that. And I wanted this game, Inside Its Umbra, to feel like every decision you make could mean the difference between life and death. And that is a theme that carries on through not just the game, but the story itself. And I wanted everything to feel cohesive, so that's why there are no save points. And the game, you probably get through it if your first time a couple hours getting through it. Yeah. And if you're playing hard mode, it's going to be a bit tougher. But I think if you've played through it a couple times, the game is designed to where you develop this proficiency and you can speedrun it. I think it feels quite elegant when you can speedrun Inside Its Umbra. Yes, Inside Its Umbra is meant to be played in one session. Yes, the balance board is the same one as the first Wii. So, and that's we have to pay special attention to that, and that's why it's taking so long, because we want to make sure it's implemented in a safe way. And I mean, as a gamer, I've always wanted a game where you can navigate using the balance board and explore an environment. And I was kind of bummed out when we didn't get that, so I thought this is a good chance. I'm sure plenty of people around the world, like me, want to see the balance board used in a game like that. So. So the soundtrack. I created the soundtrack. I wanted people to be able to play along. I want people to feel like they're sitting around a campfire, they're sitting around at a diner. This is a mandola that I've got here. It's actually a very cheap, it was a pretty rubbish instrument. I just ordered it, came out of somewhere from China. It's got a really cheap brand on it, so it was awful. It took a huge amount of work to make it playable. But I used this mandola in the soundtrack a fair bit for Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers. Ooh, so this means that everyone that's got an item, they can use that item an extra time in battle. So your health items and whatnot. Boy, this guy's real sad. Kissing a gal, holding her close. I can't even remember the last time. Sad, dude. You gotta move on. Yeah. So something interesting about the music that plays in the campsite. We've all played games where the music gets repetitive and it's kind of annoying, you know. So the music at the campsite actually consists of a bunch of different instruments that I've recorded. Every time you visit the campsite, the game randomly picks 2 of those different instruments and it plays them together. So every time you visit the campsite, it sounds different. It's never the same thing again and again twice. I just started reading Shadow of Twilight Rogue Starwalker. It's a real tearjerker. Have you read it? So the lore that's in 3 Down Stars with the loading screens, the characters actually talk about the lore in context here. Kathleen hasn't showed up. We'll try again later. So when you meet Kathleen again, like I mentioned earlier, you can boost your loot that you get. Oh, and when you reach a certain point in the story in Gaiden, you will actually be able to send items to the character in Ruby River. So you'll be able to, a button will show up and it'll say, do you want to go to the river? And you can put an item in a box on the river, and then the box will float down the river. And then when you go and switch over to Ruby River, the character that you play as in Ruby River can pick up the resources that float down the river, and that's how you get ammunition in Ruby River. And likewise, you'll be able to create armor in Ruby River, stick that in a box, and it'll float back up the river, and then your party here in Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers will be able to use the armor that you made in Ruby River. So you can send items back and forth, and those are exclusive items. Let's get this gun, it might be good. And so the whole point of doing the tougher missions, sort of like the daily or the daily weekly bosses, is you can get armor and weapons that have skills attached. If you do the lower level stuff, there's only a small chance, very small chance that it'll have a skill attached. Shoot. I want to try and don't do damage. Okay, good. So, and he charges up pretty quickly, which is nice. Can I get them both? I'll get them both here. There we go. So this is a waking lotion. If someone next to this character gets knocked out, the waking lotion will revive them. Wait, what have I got? What have I got? This might be more useful. Meditate. Oh, yes, I didn't even realize I had Fred's ultimate ability. We've got Galaxy Warriors. Well, I'll open the menu later on. We'll have a look at what it says. Fred here. Alright, here we go. I'm playing a bit more smart this time. There we go. Ow, 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 ow. Okay, here we go. Well, it's a lower level mission as well. Okay. One more enemy remaining. And with Inside Its Umbra, the story mode there's so much content and lore in the story mode of Inside Its Umbra. And there is a second game mode that is massive. It's a light gun arcade style shooter with heavy RPG elements. So there's a huge amount of equipment collecting, equipment upgrading. You get skills. You get to create really wild and custom strategies for optimizing your characters, and got this great loop where you're just constantly collecting a loot and upgrading, and I think it's going to offer a huge amount of replay value. You can have up to 4 people play on that mode in Inside Its Umbra, doing shooting with your Wiimotes, and then you have a player that can use the gamepad, and using the gamepad you can reload the weapons for the other players. I'm heading down to Leaden City next week to pick up knives from the shop. Thank you for materials. Thank you, thank you. What's Atticus got? So here's our main man from Silver Falls Ghoul Busters. And that launched a couple months ago, and this is Atticus a few years later. I heard there's going to be a Blader Bears from Jupiter remake soon. Got some rocket earrings, thank you. I can't wait for Undertakers on Wii U either. I first played that one on 3DS about a week ago and my jaw dropped at a point. The games sound awesome. Thanks for that. Platypus Duck, I hope you've got someone to do the 4 versus 1 battle mode in Undertakers on Wii U. So up to 4 people can play as humans and team up against a player that uses the gamepad. And if you haven't seen the videos, I'll try and link it later on. But one player uses the gamepad and they get to place different monsters around the map and control what goes on, while the players try to fight off the monsters. I had so much fun with the testers. We really had a laugh riot with that mode. It's a Platypus Duck. So, I mean, I grew up playing games with my friends and my siblings, and I think that's a safe battleground to just get in fights with people that you like. And there's a wheel, so when you start the Survivors in Undertakers for Wii U, which should be launching in very early February, it's either going to be the first or second week in February. So when you start the Survivors mode, every round you start, there's a wheel that spins. It'll pick either the humans or the monsters, and it'll give them a random boost. And then it can be a bunch of different things, you know. It could be extra fog, so it's actually easier to see the monsters, or it could be the monsters spawn faster. So one person just gets a ridiculous unfair advantage, and I'm kind of hoping that siblings will get mad at each other because one of the players keeps getting all the boosts and they keep getting OP boosts. And the game is designed to make siblings just get mad at each other. I call it the Mario Kart effect. All right. Okay. I should be. I didn't pay attention. I need to go look at my skills. So Water Balloon. Yeah, Water Balloon is good. Actually, she's good to team up with anyone that's got electric abilities like Holt. So when you use water abilities, it always makes enemies more susceptible to ice damage. They take more damage from ice and they take more damage from electricity. Actually, this is good. Oh, no, they both only shoot straight forward. If Holt had Blizzard Gun and he could hit sideways, then Water Balloon would be more useful. Because, again, if you hit an enemy with Water Balloon, they'll take more damage from ice and electric abilities. What's this guy? Shoot that guy. Oh, I should have used my ability, Galaxy Warriors. Yeah, I did it anyway. Alright, we got, cool, level 3 knife. We got some materials. Thank you, thank you. I might have to make myself another coffee soon. Might take a quick 1-minute break to get my coffee. So on original 3DS, you'll have more time to read the lore there, the lore drop. On new 3DS, it loads so quickly, and I didn't have time to program in a thing where you can push a button. All right, let's have a look at our Fred skills here. What do we got? Galaxy Warriors. Let's see, team, radiation, wind, light, and sound power plus 75%. That's crazy. It's also very specific, you know, because you'd have to build a team specifically that uses those elements. So, and there are characters that specialize in those. Body tackle, that's pretty good. Omni armor, boost all elemental resistance plus 22. That's pretty good. Meditate, recover minor HP, boost charge speed. Oh, that's really good. Oh. I forgot about that. That's really good. That's really good. Because, again, if you increase your charge speed, that means that you can drop your Omni Armor more often. You can get more Galaxy Warriors in. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and try a couple more different characters now. Alright, let's see, who do we got? Let's get some Annalise in there. It's good to have the fast characters. They generally have less damage output, of course, but on the plus side, they tend to have cool abilities. So when your character's here, you can see what their soul type is and what weapon they have equipped as well, just quickly. On we have another. Haunred's appeared in a number of games. Haunred is also in Undertakers. Haunred is the neighbor, and he's also appears in the story in Galaxy Bound in Ghoul Busters. All right. Actually, some of you may be familiar with Georgia. She was. I'll just show her real quick. Let's see. Oh, someone was asking. Yeah. Look, we've got Wood. I know there's people out there that really like that character. We have Sam, Rauno. We have Maverick. A couple familiar faces here, and Winnie. Right. So if you've played through a bit of Galaxy Bound Curse, you'd be familiar with Winnie. And I was hoping White Inside Its Umbra would be out already, because a number of these characters feature in White Inside Its Umbra, and I was hoping to get them introduced in the series beforehand. So we'll just launch whenever we can. So she has Avenger Energy, restore 50 charge when ally defeated. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay. Um, let's see. And Georgia. Um, and players of 3 down stars will recognize her. She's the lady that was in the hospital that got hit when there was an explosion at the lumberyard. Check the team, and then we got good old Sam. Hey, and we have we got our low levels here, don't we? We got oops, we got Romanik. So if you have Episode Prelude on the Switch, go ahead and use your code linker, and you'll get Romanik. Sam is available in this game through the storyline, so you don't need a code link for Sam. He's just part of it. All right, what does Romanik want? He wants to use a heavy melee. What do we got for him? We got a baseball bat earlier, didn't we? Or did I give that to someone? We're going to need to get a baseball bat for him. Oh, Longclaw. There we go. Whew, look at the power stat on that. Nice. Can I enhance this guy? Oh, I got materials. I need more materials. I mean, obviously, if I wasn't live streaming and talking, I'd be grinding out materials pretty quickly, wouldn't I? All right, we recently got a bow for this guy. We got a level 3 compound. What do we got? I like, it's I love looking at stats for weapons. That one's 11. I'm an RPG guy. I love seeing them numbers. We got 16 or 11. I think I'm gonna let's see, but that has some defense on it, doesn't it? See the longbow, it's got the power, but it reduces the speed. I I think I'm gonna take this one because it's nice having that extra defense. There we go. I'm just gonna give him anything really. I got level 7 tight undies here. Okay, so your defense goes down like crazy, but your power and your charge speed go up. You know what? Let's do it because I have the bow that gave me some defense that balances out, doesn't it? Let's see. Yeah, I'll just comeback defense is nice. That's a pretty nice skill. Defense +4 on wake up. That's crazy actually. That can make a big difference. Every time you get revived, you just take less damage afterward. Let's see. Do I have a long gun for Sam? Well, I have a cowboy rifle. Nice. There's 18 and I have no stat reduction. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. And I'll just give him. Oh no, that's not good. Uh, that negative on the speed. I'll take that. He can wear some earrings. He doesn't mind. He don't care. And let's just give him a first aid pack. Let's give him a miracle cream there. All right. So if this was nighttime, you wouldn't get normal animals. You would actually be getting totally different creatures as well. So if you have some favorites from the other Silver Falls games, there's a chance that you might encounter some of your favorite monsters, and there are a few new ones. So a few new monsters to meet and have fun with. That's right, my characters are pretty low level, aren't they? So this is actually uh, casual missions actually take into account if your current party is very weak. It actually takes that into account. So for casual missions, even though that says 6, if I were to do that, if this works correctly, it should actually scale all the enemies down because it detects that all of my characters are very weak. So the game can tell that you're trying to take your lower level characters and catch up to the other characters. So the game does consider that, and it scales accordingly. Planetary Breath, I think, charges up the charge for the other characters, which would be pretty rad. I'm gonna let that charge up. What do we got? First Aid and Trick Shot. Trick Shot increases your technique. It's a hidden stat. But that means that every time you use Trick Shot, it just gets stronger and stronger. Uh-oh, I actually better do something here or I'm gonna get killed. I'll do Planetary Breath. Oh no, I'll wait. I'll shoot. Now I'll use Planetary Breath. Come on, Annalise! Right, and that filled everyone up a bit. I think I'm just going to First Aid. So First Aid, you can see it hit the people next door. It hit people next door. Shoot, this is looking rough here. Get the next guy. Yep, there we go. I'm trying to be efficient here. I really want that Planetary Breath. She can take a few hits. I can tell she can take Planetary Breath and charge everyone up. There we go. Both? Yeah, nice. With my 807 damage. Alright. Yeah, it just feels pretty satisfying to get an efficient run on that. Oh, nice. I got 4 stars on that. So I used ultimate abilities, everyone stayed alive. So that increases the amount of rewards that you get. Yeah, Platypus Duck. I did most of my testing, I say like for the first 75% of development, I did strictly on the 2DS because it was so comfortable. And yeah, and you don't have to worry about it folding. The 3DS, you kind of have to hold it in a way that you wouldn't accidentally fold it. But I really fine-tuned the interface to be comfortable with the 2DS. And I think the 2DS is a great console. I think it's very comfortable. I thought I brought my telephoto lens, but there's so little wildlife around. Well, I don't know what wildlife you're looking for. Maybe go into a battle. Small pellet. I wonder if I can upgrade anything yet. So here's one thing that I didn't have time to implement in here, and it's a flaw that kind of irritates me. If a character has equipped an item, you can't upgrade that item without removing it. And the only way to remove an item is to equip a different item. And that's a flaw that it would have taken more work and time to implement a way to just remove the item and put it into an empty slot. And I just absolutely didn't have time. So that's something that I would like to be improved. Because now I can't enhance that rifle until I get another rifle to equip. And hopefully I can address that in an update. And there's different music that plays at night as well, because there's a different vibe. So battle music can change at night, and yeah, it's just about just a cool vibe. Let's have a look at some more skills here. What's Mechanics Goo is his ultimate. Distant enemies, it reduces their move speed, their power -20, fire resistance -30. That's a pretty good ability. If you teamed him up with a character that had fire like Annalise, I think that'd be pretty effective. Double Dynamite. So your soul ability, you have access to your soul abilities if your soul type matches the daily type. So today is Lonely. So any character that's Lonely, they'll get a 50% stat boost, and they have access to their soul ability. So Sam is actually significantly stronger today. So he's a good one to have. Good Lonely soul there. Comeback power, power +4 on Wake Up. It's kind of another 3 down stars reference there. Avenger Scavenger. Restore item when ally defeated. Alright, wow, that's really useful. If you had an item to revive, you could revive them, and then if they get knocked out again, it could restore your item that you use to revive them. So that's a great strategy. So that's and the skills. Some of you have already commented, but the skills are very much tied into a character's um, lore and story. And I always use skills and stats as an expression of a character's identity. Um, so, Romanik being quite resourceful and crafty and how he uses his equipment, and that's sort of something that plays into that as well. We get some. I'm gonna refresh. Let's just refresh. Do it. Cool. There's a hat. There's some. Oh, it's Romanik's hat. Let's go ahead and get his hat. I am working on an update. So again, for Galaxy Bound Curse for the Game Boy Color, I'm working on an update for Episode Prelude. So if they're I'm always open to requests, and I have updated previous games with patches and implemented requests. So if there are features or anything anyone's interested in, I'm always happy to hear people ask. I learned violin. I taught myself violin just so I could implement real violin in the Silver Falls soundtrack. So this is one track that uses fiddle. I'll wait till they get closer and I'll double dynamite them. Breath there. What skills do I have? Sweep kick, I think it hits below as well. Oh yeah, it's pretty wide range, so sweep kick is a good way to reach both. What have you got? Trick shot. Yeah, trick shot uses a lot of charge, it looks like. Cool, I got a level 3 hat. Nice. And I got my 4 stars on that. And the stars increase the experience points and the tokens, and it does influence the reward drop as well. All right, what have we got? Dodger, our dude here. All right, thank you for the moose antlers. You don't think this stuff is about aliens, do you? Of course Dodger doesn't believe in that stuff. Thanks for the hoop earrings. Seen your doctor lately? Don't mess around when it comes to men's health. That's true. Always take your health seriously. Maybe I should collect seeds from the flowers around here in the Met. Our testers really enjoyed the story with the characters, and they found this character pretty funny. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to the game launching, and all of you can get to hang out with these real weirdos and experience the story with them. I'll show you the items that you can purchase as well. Items, so you can have a look at get your. There's always a team variant, 4-pack, so you can have your single items, your 4-packs, your moose juices, your cheesy moose antlers, and of course, your waking lotion. The waking lotion wakes up the 2 people next to you, and then this one wakes up the entire party. And of course, you can look at materials. I could potentially upgrade some stuff. I'm just going to have a look around, see if I can upgrade anything. Oh, what about my hat? Can I enhance that? See, that's got pretty good stats. It's a little bit of speed. It's nice and balanced with the power and defense. I don't have enough. I need soft fabric and a sewing kit. See, it's designed to where if you had enough money to waste, you could keep refreshing and you could get the materials that you wanted, or you could just wait for them to refresh over time. So, okay, what else can I enhance here? Boring shirt. What about enhancing? No, sewing kit. Oh, I can enhance that. I need the sewing kit and metal, matte metal. Do it. Yay! Ah, if I had one of each, I could do one more enhance. And again, if I got 4 stars on that, it would unlock a cool skill. There, I'll leave that one there. And of course, the stats are neutral. Oh, well, it depends on the character. So, say for example, if you have Annalise, she gets a 130% on jewelry, so she gets a 30% boost on jewelry. But if she wears a jacket or vest, it's only 80% of the effectiveness of that equipment. So every character, they're quite different and unique in their stat spread. Let's see here. Yeah, there's characters here from Silver Falls games that haven't come out yet. I was expecting them to launch. I was expecting White Inside Its Umbra to be out now. Uh, Platypus Duck, I'm gonna head off now. Can't wait for these games to launch. A lot of passion going into them, so thanks for that. Hoping for successful launches. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Platypus Duck. Thanks for support, and I'll see you again next time. Take care. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get. Oh, I leveled up a few times, didn't I? I'm gonna try and get Kathleen to show up. I don't have it available in the save file. I wonder if I. You know what? I'm the developer, aren't I? I'll just edit my save data very quick with a Game Shark, and let's see. Uh, yeah, yeah. I'm the developer. I should be able to do what I want. Hey, look at that. So if you have a look at this, we'll go to trade, and we'll talk to Kathleen. Let's see. It says Lucky Feathers boost the rewards you receive from missions. Uh, So if I have that, it's going to increase. If I get materials, I'll get higher qualities. And if I get weapons or armor, it actually increases the level of that weapon or armor. I'll take one of those. I got a lucky feather. Rock on. Okay. And now if I go to the river, and this is where there's connectivity between Ruby River and Gaiden. Oh, I'll let the music play here. It plays some music. It plays music that comes from Ruby River. Ruby River has its own entire soundtrack. So I made 2 complete soundtracks. Ruby River has its own soundtrack. Gaiden has its own soundtrack. Let's see. Oh, I need a Game Shark something else. Let me just see here. Oh, I need to. Yeah, I need to look at my switching. Yeah, my save data here. JMit 1970. Do you think Gaiden on Wii U has a chance of making the cutoff time? I don't think it does, unfortunately. It's just we're so close to time, and it takes time for Nintendo to process. So unfortunately, despite I've done a ton of work on it, um, and I have just a little bit more work to do before I can send them the build version, but I think it's too late. But I'm gonna try and send it anyway, just just because I'd done the work. But I honestly don't think it's gonna be approved in time. Um, and it really just comes down to I had done so much work over the past year already. It takes a significant toll um, physically, and it takes time to recover when I've pushed too far. And I pushed myself way too far finishing Gaiden and Ruby River. Those are 2 games that I did simultaneously, and it was a massive amount of work. Uh, and there isn't really anything missing from those games that I would say, oh, I wish I had more time. There's really only one uh, mechanic that I had to cut from Gaiden, and that was a totally different equipment type uh, that would sort of augment your stats in a different way. Hmm. I'm Yeah, I'm gonna try anyway to get that to submit Gaiden, and we'll see what happens. maybe I'll ask them if they can sort of elevate the priority, but it was just a massive amount of work, you know. That being said, if Gaiden can't make it to the Wii U, I'll ask if I can keep updating Undertakers, because I left room in Undertakers for the Wii U. When you play the 4 versus 1 mode, um, it's a modern style game, and I've left room in the game there to where I could add an update where it has sort of similar action adventure gameplay to Gaiden, and it would be 4 players, and you can explore a map, and you know, you'd be collecting items and fighting enemies. So hopefully, even if I can't get Gaiden on the Wii U in time, I'll still be able to update Undertakers for Wii U and add a new game mode to make up for that. Let's see. And what if I just put a 1 there? Okay. Edit my save data, and let's see if I can put an item in there. Try going back to the river now. Yeah, the 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 core base framework for sort of the action adventure fighting is actually, it shares the same framework as Guardians and Metal Exterminators, and that Survivors' battle mode in Undertakers, and Gaiden for Wii U. They all share a huge chunk of the framework, where the sort of action adventure framework. Ah, dang, I got nothing here. Okay, we'll just leave. But yeah, the Survivors, the modern graphics on Undertakers for Wii U, I'm really happy with how those graphics turned out. It just got, it has a strong, punchy, vibrant, contrasty look to it that feels a bit intimidating, because it's meant to feel like you are in danger, and that's the whole point of Undertakers anyway, are these giant, amorphous, horrible creatures, and you can never really understand what you're sort of looking at. And in that mode in Undertakers, the only way you can really see these creatures, because they're pitch black, is when their outline is broken up by the fog. And I think it's such a cool, striking visual. And so hopefully, I'll be able to add a new game mode to where I can have it's sort of an open world environment, and you can play with 4 people, a co-op, and explore and go through an environment in Undertaker. So maybe, hopefully, I can do a new mode in an update. I just have to double check with Nintendo and see if I can do that in the near future. I'm stuck in this part in Wyverns and Warlock's RPG. Wait, don't tell me, I'll figure it out. Yeah, you know, JMIT, for all the time and effort you've put into all this, it would be a shame if they didn't all mostly launch. I always knew that was a risk going in, and it was just something that I was going to have to accept. Nintendo's already made a huge amount of effort, and they've done so much to help me get to this point. The fact that they're letting me launch these so close to the end of the eShop is a huge deal, you know. So I think that they've shown that they really do care about the fans, because that's how I pitched it. This is a great opportunity to give people something, and I think that they have shown that they really do care. Yeah, Spiral Light. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, they've been incredible. Nintendo has been so awesome, and they've been supportive the whole way through. Um, and you know, even Nintendo of Europe, they were really pushing to try and get these games processed. And obviously, you know, big businesses are huge machines with a lot of moving parts. Something happened. Obviously, I don't fully understand how the situation changed. Well, Nintendo of Europe was working really hard to try to get these games processed, and you know, machines have moving parts, and it just turned out that my games were in the middle of the approval process, but they couldn't get through in time. I still have my. If I didn't have Smash Bros. On my Switch, the Wii U would still be the console I use the most. Something I did want, I wanted the characters in battle, I wanted their graphics to actually reflect the equipment they're using, but that would have caused further memory leakage issues on the 3DS. It was a massive struggle getting this game to work on the 3DS at all. Hey, that Don Parker streams, how's it going? Thanks for joining. When you first heard about the 7 games for 3DS and Wii U, I became so invested in this. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I just wanted to make cool games for people. That's really all it comes down to. I just wanted people to feel like there is a developer out there who cares about the consoles that they like. And I love the 3DS and Wii U, so no-brainer, really. My characters aren't strong enough. Shelby's probably got a really good ultimate. Let's see, who's that, Karn? You know what? Let's have a look at Karn. Okay, let's swap out Honored. Go to our team. And even the soundtrack for this game is totally unfiltered. I made the soundtrack for Gaiden in less than a day, and I did the soundtrack for Ruby River in less than a day. And I was sitting there in my little studio corner, and I was sitting there with my fiddle just and then I had my banjo and I was going and I just pumped these soundtracks out so quickly, so furiously. I actually forgot which tracks go where, so when I got back to putting the tracks in, then I listened to it a week later, and I was listening to it thinking, hey, this sounds pretty good. Oh yeah, I forgot I made that track. Hey, Alex Menjivar, how's it going? Did I say that right? Yeah, this is a battle RPG, and it's all about collecting different Silver Falls characters and customizing them and powering up their equipment and collecting loot. I'm just going to give some equipment to this guy, and then I'll go into a battle and show you. So, what does Karn want? Okay, so Karn will do hunting knife. Can I enhance this? Let's see, 2. I have no soft fabric. Don Parker streams. I'm big into the 3DS. The Switch needs Street Pass. Oh, I wish the Switch had something like Street Pass. Street Pass was the coolest thing. I didn't have the time or experience to implement Street Pass, but I would have loved to put Street Pass in my games. I don't have any soft fabric, do I? I might have to go grind for some. I'll equip that anyway. All right, I'll just chuck some armor. I'll give him a hippie bandana. Can I enhance this? Let's see. Nah, wait. Yep. All right. Give that a level 1. If I can get that to 4 stars, that'll unlock one of the skills, which is pretty nice. And you can see they can have skills. So, say for example, I've equipped everything that has a skill on it. But say some of my weapons have skills on them, like a comeback, inspire. So team charge meter plus 25 on wake up. So when you get knocked out, if you get revived, it restores some of the charge to your party members. Yeah, just to show for people that have jumped in pretty recently, I'll just jump into a battle real quick. I do need more crafting materials. I'm gonna get some fur, so let's go ahead and hop into this battle. So yeah, Alex, this is this is really just meant to be a long-term RPG that you can play over a long term, but I don't call it just an RPG because it's not a typical RPG. It's a battle RPG because the core focus of the game is a very deeply complex battle system with a massive amount of depth and customization to it. This is just an easy mission. I don't have to really worry that much about it. It's meant for you to do easy missions so you can grind out the materials and get more items. So let's see what skills I have. I got a flamethrower. That's pretty cool. I can use that now. So that hits pretty wide. Your skills, you can't aim those. They're fixed, but your physical attack, your basic attack, you can aim that. And it's good. Your ranged characters can help your party members from far away, whereas your close range characters, they can only reach nearby. What if he's got close range? Alright. Soul punch. I might save that. Ow. Attack, there we go. And she's got planetary breath, so if you watch their charge meters, if I use planetary breath, this is her ultimate. It's meant to be an OP ability. It just charged them up a bunch, and then I'm gonna check out a flamethrower. I had a lot of fun riding this track. This is a track I do remember riding. I got to rock out with this track. Yukatha, hey, thanks for jumping in. Finally playing 3 Down Stars. I got killed by an orb, got a Geiger counter, and entered the area again. I just found a cloud of radioactive gas. Am I supposed to die or find another route? Yeah, at this point you find another route. Right. Okay, so you got the Geiger counter. Yeah, there's a truck nearby that, isn't there? A truck that's on fire. So what you want to do is grab the fire extinguisher, and then you can put the fire out on the truck, and there's an item that you can grab, and then that will allow you to um, safely pick up the thing that's radioactive. Oh, nice! Look at that. I got 5 of those. I got 5 of those, and I got a level 2 stick. Yeah, I would sell the stick. You know, there are better weapons out there. But having 5 crafting materials, that's pretty nice. Jason, hey, how's it going? Jamin, I'm glad you like the music. I did a bunch. I did a bunch of music for this game. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And I always say this with every game. I wish that I could have done more tracks. They're fun to make. They're such a big part of a game's identity, and they're just, you can enjoy the soundtrack even when you're not playing the game. Aren't you guys afraid there might be radiation here too? And there's our big boy Maverick D-Moose. Here's Gus, he's the main character of the thing. Cool, free deer shotgun. I did need another gun, so cool. Those weird animals, they're dangerous. They kind of look like ... We got Helen here. Don't look so serious, you'll get wrinkles and droopy jowls. Gee, thanks. We got Fred from Galaxy Bound Curse. We got some oil for crafting. Do you need to borrow a book to read? I brought extra. Alright, I'm just gonna jump into another battle. I'll get an item here. Cheesy moose antlers. Right. Okay. And so, again, if you're new and you're just having a look and you're just figuring things out, here's how skills work. Your character always has access to their main ability, and then they have a soul ability. The soul ability, they only have access to that if their soul type matches the daily soul type. Every character has a soul type, and every day the soul type can change. So if you are a lonely character, you'll get a 50% stat boost. All of your stats will be 50% higher, and you'll get access to your soul ability. Your ultimate ability, you'll have to beat bosses to have access to your ultimate ability, but you only have access to that for a number of days. And then every day of the week you have access to a different ability. So say for example on Thursday I get Oil Stream, and that actually makes enemies more flammable, so your fire attacks will do more damage, and it slows the enemies down as well. Today's Friday for me, I'm in the future. So on Friday I have Soul Punch. It restores your own HP very slightly. That's such a cool ability. Actually, I'm going to try and spam that now. What's Romanik have? He's got Soul Boost, so it boosts his healing power by 50%. Oh, cool. That's a useful one. All right, and what does Sam have? Sam has Meteor Breaker. It reduces the enemy's defense by 30. Cool. Anukatha. And per your other recent video, Undertakers Wii U is the next game release, or is Gaiden 3DS out today? So Gaiden 3DS is still in the approval process. Undertakers Wii U looks like it should launch most likely in the first week of February, and if not, it'll be the second week in February. So that's coming out very soon. So we'll do a launch party for Undertakers Wii U. I'll have to figure out how to get that hooked up to my into the streaming thing here. Jason, great part about beating 3 Down Stars is getting the sound test room with all the tracks to listen to with titles and everything. Yeah, and the 2 new tracks that I added to 3 Down Stars in the latest patch, because over the years people have just been kept asking, they wanted more music for 3 Down Stars. So with the patch I added 2 more tracks, and then they're also added to the sound test room as well. Let's see. Let's just hop into another battle. Let's just get something. I'm gonna refresh. I could wait 1 hour and then it would change all the missions. I'll just refresh it now. I want more materials. Oh, I need thread. Remember, I needed more materials. So I'll show you how the missions work. Casual missions, you don't need to worry that much. But when you go to the tougher boss fights, this is where it's important to have a number of characters that are set up well. So the reward would be an ultimate ability for one of the characters. So sound abilities will be strong, and characters that have heavy melee will be strong, but that means that everything else will be weak. And also the enemy attacks are sound, so that's a weird battle. All of them are sound on that one. Let's see. And if you go to the weekly boss, so explosives are strong and long guns are strong, and the enemy attacks are cryo, which means that you really need to find a character who can give cryo armor to the team, and that would reduce the amount of damage you take significantly. Let's see, enemy attacks are fast. So that warning means that you should use characters who have abilities who can slow down the enemies. There are a number of characters who specialize in slowing down the enemy, and that means that the enemy will attack less often. That's going to be pretty important. If your character has an artistic soul type, they'll get boosted. So every mission has specific parameters to where you need to set up a very specific party in order to deal with that. So this game is not meant to be, oh, I've played it for 30 hours and it's done. This is meant to last a very long time. You could play it for months and months and months. Who knows how long you can spend playing it. And it's just meant to always give you something, a new challenge to work towards. Or you can just do these easy chill missions and grind for your materials. So I want that. I want the thread. So let's go ahead and rock out. Yeah, I wish Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers could be out today, but we're still waiting on the Nintendo approval process. Right. Actually, I'll use that Soul Punch. You'll see I'm taking a bit of damage there. Just to make sure everything works properly, actually. Yeah, that gave me a bit of health back, which is nice. Thank you, thank you. See, the good thing about your long-range characters, they can hit multiple enemies if you aim your attacks. That's that guy. What's Annalise got? First aid. See what? I could just use I'll use my Soul Punch, get some of my health back, and then I'll Planetary Breath. Planetary Breath will fill up the charge meter on the other character, so you can use your stronger abilities sooner. I'll wait till that bear is just a little bit closer and double dynamite. Actually, it went out pretty far. Okay. Soul boost, and I might wait for my sweet kick. Sweet kick. Oh no! The enemy wasn't close enough. I wasted it. Alright, yeah, I have access to flamethrower. Hit that. What's we got? I'll double dynamite again. That was the last enemy? Yeah. So yeah, you can do the chill missions, and you can just sort of as efficiently and quickly as you can finish battles. It feels pretty satisfying when you can efficiently do something, and there's a tactile feel to it when you're using your stylus, and it just feels like you have a connection to the characters, you know. Oh, cool! He gave me another sewing kit. Big D says, Little D says that Face Taker Cryptid is real. That's so gross. Gaiden 3DS and Ruby River come together as one. I can't wait to play both of them. I have a feeling it's not just a coincidence that they come together in one package deal. Yeah, that's right. There's connectivity between the two games. So I can't really boot into Ruby River right now because the screen would be crooked. I can't really rotate it. But if I click on River here, so you can see it. Normally a box would show up here, and I could choose to put some supplies in the box, and then it will float down the river. So when you switch over and play Ruby River, you'll be able to search the shoreline and pick up the resources that you've sent over from here. When you're playing Ruby River, you can craft custom armor that has elemental properties, and then you can stick that in a box. It'll float up the river, and then it'll come back, and then the party members in Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers can have elemental armor. And that's extremely useful, because as you saw with some of the bosses, they have elemental properties, or almost every boss is going to have an elemental property, and they do significant damage. So if you get armor from Ruby River and give that to your characters, they'll have a natural resistance to these. Like, say, for example, enemy attacks are electric. You can make armor in Ruby River and send it, and then you get protected from that. It says, enemies deal extra damage to anyone not wearing a shirt, you know? So then it's important to keep a huge amount of varied equipment. So Annalise is fine because she has a shirt, but no one else is wearing a shirt, so they're going to take extra damage. So, you know, you'd want to give him a Midnight Falcon shirt so he doesn't take as much damage. What else you got here? Oh, there's a Falcon Fang shirt. There's a Boring shirt. So I do have enough shirts, but they're low level, so you'd want to enhance those. Ah, I need soft fabric. Why don't I have enough soft fabric? I need more soft fabric. More. Okay, you got some crossbows here. What is this? Is that? No. That's like a silky fabric. I'm just gonna refresh now and see if I can get some more stuff. I do need more metal. I'll go ahead and grab this metal. And you'll have references to other characters and other games that are in the lore drops. I think the lore drops, I think people really enjoyed having a laugh at those. There's plenty. Hey, Alex. Thanks. I'm glad you think it's interesting. And I've locked the story because I don't want to spoil it. So when you're playing it, there is story. When you complete missions, there are events. There are characters that you meet, characters join your party. Every character has so many varied and wild things about them. And after this battle, I'll go to the team select, Alex, and I'll show you some of the other characters. There's so much variety to the characters, and it's really set up. You create your own weird strategies, and you play how you want. All right, I'm gonna knock out another flamethrower. Yeah, reached. I did 420, you guys. Say, I don't want to use up my whole charge meter. If I did my physical attack, it would use up the full charge meter. If I sweep kick, it didn't use the whole thing. I should have waited. I could have hit that pig if I waited. I'll wait for that guy to get a little closer and I'll double dynamite. Yep, I got him. Ooh, should have more than 1,000. Just because I can. Get her to flame shot. Nice. And these casual missions, they're meant for you to quickly collect your... Oh, nice, I got 2 different kinds of metal. I got a level 4 bracelet, which is pretty rad. And again, sometimes they'll have skills attached to them. In the casual missions, there's only a small percentage chance. But if you do a boss battle, they'll always have a skill attached. And those are pretty rad. So say, for example, every character has a skill, like, for example, comeback power. When he wakes up, he gets power +4. So wake up. If he gets knocked in battle, if someone revives him after he's knocked out, he gets +4 power. And you can keep repeating that. That's repeatable. It stacks as much as you want. What does Annalise have? Smart charge. Let's see. Oh, that's so good. Sometimes I forget that I've done these things because I do so much work so quickly. So I don't remember off the top of my head what all these characters have. So as a gamer, my natural response when I look at that is I think, oh man, that's cool. I want that ability. So every time Annalise uses an item, she fills up her party member's charge meter. So if you have slower, stronger characters, it's good to have Annalise in the party. You can use something like cheesy moose antlers. That give charge meter to your party members, and then her ability activates and it gives them even more charge. So that's a really cool way to use that. Waking Solid, you fill 50 charge and your defense +1 when revived. That's pretty rad. What's Romanik have? Oh yeah, he's Avenger Scavenger. Restore 1 item when ally is defeated. Pardon me, excuse me. So I kind of mentioned this if you missed it earlier in the stream. You actually can give Romanik a revive item, the Waking Lotion. You can actually give that to him, use that, and then when an ally is defeated, it actually restores that item, so you can keep reviving. So he's absolutely vital to the sort of long-term boss fights that drag on. It's really important to have a character that can do something like that. But um, the difficulty is that if he gets knocked out, if he's going to be your reviver, um, then you have to try to protect him. So then you would try to boost his defense and you try to keep him alive. And so there's so many different strategies that you can go for, you know. All right, Alex, I'll show you some of the other characters here. Anukatha. So full list of games to be released on Wii U 3DS for nearly sure. Undertakers Wii U, White Inside Its Umbra, Gaiden 3DS Ruby River, and Gaiden Wii U somewhat less likely. Yes, Nukatha, you've got it. That's it. Exactly. Right. So yeah, I'll show you the main character at least, Alex, and you can see what he's all about. I'll show you the first few characters. These are the first characters that join the party. So you're going to spend a fair bit of time because by the time the other characters join, they'll be a little bit higher level. And early on, you're going to want to grind for materials and weapons. Um, where was that bracelet that I just got? Uh, oh, here it is. I just didn't even see it. I was glossing over it. Ah, level 4. That's so nice. Look at the stats on that. I like them stats. Ooh, nice. So I only need shiny metal sewing kit. I can enhance that. I'll do it. So let's just have a look, compare the stats, right? So I get 11, 4, and 5. Let's go ahead and enhance it. Level 5. I need more. So instead of 11, 4, and 5, it's now 13, 4, and 5. If I were to enhance it, likely the defense would go up a point. But yeah, you can enhance it 4 times, and then after that, you get a skill attached to it. Hey, that's a good one. And every character has affinity for equipment. So, say for example, Shellaby has a 100% on jewelry. If I were to give her that bangle, she'd get 100%. Let's see. Oh, okay. Base would actually get 120% on that bangle. Dodger, if I gave him that bangle, it would only be 70%. So I wouldn't really give him jewelry because he wouldn't get the most out of the equipment. And Gus gets 120%. So Gus is a great balance character. He's the main protagonist, and obviously in an RPG, your protagonist probably should be pretty balanced. So he's a good balanced fighter. He's more close range. Let's see, he feels 30 charge when he's healed. That's a great ability, really, honestly. And what does he have? Oh, Friday is a great day for Gus. So this is a pretty funny. This ability I added pretty late in development. I was playing the game and I was testing it as you do, and I just this idea popped into my head where it's sort of like, what if a character's like, oh, I had enough of this, oh, and then they get a massive boost to the power. So that's a 70% boost to your power, but it lowers your defense by 40. And you can use this ability multiple times. So you can make your defense just keep going lower and lower, and your power can keep going higher and higher. You can combine that with his rocket uppercut. So you can tear off your shirt and then do rocket uppercut, and you just do ridiculous amounts of damage. Let's go ahead and try that. I just thought it's just a funny imagery to go, ah! He needs a gun. What do we got for this guy? Let's see, give him a deer shotgun. Can I enhance this? Deer shotgun. Two. Yeah. Oh, but see, I think I'm gonna save my materials for my other stuff because I'm building up materials. I think I'll just give him. I think I won't enhance it. I'll just leave it. You know. I'll give him. Uh, oh, he got 120% on it on jewelry. Is it? Okay, we'll give him that. Yeah, and you can see he's got significantly higher on that. He's got both the equipment calculations show up on that. Okay. I think. Ooh, a level 4 cowboy revolver. Wonder when I got that. Yeah, I can enhance it if I wanted to. You know, I just don't feel like it. Yeah, unfortunately, they're just. I've run out of time, and Yeah, I really hit a physical limit when I was working on these games so hard. So it's Gaiden Wii U looks like it's probably going to miss out. But I mentioned earlier in the stream, if you've missed it, oh, Waking Lotion, wake people up if they get knocked out. Um, I mentioned it before. I'll get some boots actually. Um, I'm going to ask if I can update the game still after you know, the end of sales. If I can update Undertakers, there's a game mode that I left room in Undertakers for. It would be like a 4-player action adventure where you get to explore and fight monsters, collect items and whatnot. And hopefully, if I can't get Gaiden Wii U out, then adding a mode to Undertakers will make up for it, because they run on much of the framework. They share a huge amount of the framework together, so it'll be a similar gameplay style. Oh, I might wait for that knives tornado. I want to tear my shirt off. I'm gonna planetary aura. Let's see. I didn't even pay attention to what the ability does. Hunting trap, thunder gun, manly shout, knives tornado. I'm gonna tear my shirt off here. Tear that off. I'll set a hunting trap. There we go. That'll actually stun the enemies. That'll lock them in place for a while. You'll notice they won't attack for a bit. And then I'll knives tornado. The hunting trap is a great support ultimate, and that gives you a chance to catch your breath and to sort out what you're doing. Jason, I like to use the classic inventory and upgrade sound effects from 3 Down Stars. They are burned into my brain. I would recognize them anywhere. I really like when games do that. You know, when you hear it in a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill or Final Fantasy, when you hear those sound effects, it just reminds you this is the franchise that you like, you know? I'll Shadow Killer. I'm gonna check. I forgot what that does. I'm sure it does something, boosts her in a certain way, or it does something to the enemy. Gus didn't even get to do his rocket uppercut. I tore my shirt off and everything. Next battle. Next battle, I'll tear my shirt off, and then we'll see how much damage he does. So there are abilities. Yes. Yeah, look at my materials. There are abilities that you can use to actually taunt the enemies, and you can draw them toward you. There's a certain day of the week where Shellaby can do that. It's very useful because she can also have ability that stuns the enemies, and they don't cost that much. So she's actually a very good technical character. Let's see. Isn't it interesting how so many cultures have their own unique archery? Yeah, it is. Thanks for the health item. If we have potatoes, I could make a great potato soup. You want to help me? So if you played 3 Down Stars, you'd get the reference. Holt can make a potato soup in the Frontier Fighters hub, and if you can grow potatoes in 3 Down Stars, and then different characters make different food items. So there's a reference to that. But you know what? Let's get into another battle real quick, and I'll just try and rip my shirt off and see how well we do. I'll do a tougher one. How about that? Actually, let's get some more metal. How about that? What is this? Anyone not wearing a vest is going to take extra damage. Let's do it anyway. Rock out. This will be a tougher battle. We'll see how I do. I think if I can execute tearing my shirt off. Today's soul type lonely, yeah. Oh, I don't think I have any characters in my party that are lonely, so they don't get the boost. But yeah, you get a 50% stat boost if your soul type matches. Let's just check. We'll check the team later on, and we'll see who would get a boost. So Encourage is great. That fills up the charge meter for your other characters. Manly Shout. Let's see what this does. Hold on. That's Manly Shout. See, it pulled all the enemies towards him, but this guy just didn't care. Right. I want to tear my shirt off. Oh no! Oh no! I got a rocket uppercut. I'm getting killed. Actually, I don't have time to muck around. Uh-oh. I'm underleveled. I'm gonna get killed. I'm just gonna accept my fate. I'm underleveled. Sand throw. Just stun them. Stall them out. Yeah, my other people got knocked out. I don't have any reviving items. Armor. How much health? No. I'll just rocket uppercut again, but I won't be able to take them down. I did 1420, and I only killed some of them. Dang. I'm underleveled. That's what happens. Yeah, Luna Knights on Doom. I'm glad you're here, Luna Knights. These remaining 3DS and Wii U games will be very limited time things. There's legit 2 months left before the whole operation shuts down. Yep, you're absolutely right, Pastry, that's it. And so I think that makes it all the more exciting, that we have such a limited time to grab these games. When people are counting on you, you can't afford to let them down. That's true. That's why I work so hard on these games. Alright, this one's level 3. What did I do? Did I... 10, 6? Which one did I do? Did I do that one? No wonder why I got my butt kicked. Let's just do this one. Let's get some more metal. Oh, I think I need a bat. I do need a bat. Someone needed one. And if I had anyone with light melee, they would deal more damage. Oh, I said we'd have a look at our team. So their soul type shows up. So you have Dr. Sparrow. He's got a lonely soul type. He would get a 50% stat boost. And that's why certain missions can be so difficult, is then that means you have to build your team in order to be able to do that mission. You can't just build your 4 favorite characters and then do every mission. This game won't let you do that. It's all about team management and keep building up as many characters as you can. And your screens on the camp look very deep. Thanks. If Gaiden get approved, could you get it rushed out at last minute? Yeah, if there's some way they could elevate it, we could try and rush that out, and then I could try to add in more content later on with an update. But it's I don't like making small games. You know, as you can see, I like making games that have so much depth that they're interesting to play. If there isn't enough depth to a game, it's going to be boring. And making that kind of game just takes so much time. Bull has a lonely soul type. Let's get some lonely boys up in here. How about that? Yeah, here's a lonely boy. Let's get him up in there. We got some lonely boys. I got a new bow recently, didn't I? Okay, that's a crappy short bow. I get a 5 and 2 on my stats there. What else? What's this? Ooh, I get a 10 but a -2. Eh. Can I enhance it? I can. Do it. Yay. Alright, so now it's a 12 and a -2. I think that's fair now. I get it. Some decent stats on that. Sport Knights. Let's see here. Oh, so I'll look at the doctor's stats and I'll pick equipment based on that. So his shirts, he gets 120% on that, and his shoes and his eyewear. Actually, I might try and get him some glasses then. So I'll get him eyewear. He'll get a 130% boost, or a 30% boost on that. So what do I have here? Do I have any glasses? I thought I saw a mission. I'm going to check the missions, actually. I thought I saw one that had glasses. Dang, I think I toggled it out, actually. I refreshed it. Pardon me, sorry. Alright, well, he was alright on boots. I might give him these tough boots. Can I enhance these? Let's see. 2. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll enhance that. Do it. Do it. Alright. Whoa, I got a big power boost on that. Rock on, rock on. And I'll just, I'll buy some team healing items. How about that? I'll purchase some of those. Some of those. I don't want to waste all my money, you know? Right. He's smart medics, so he heals 20 team health on item use. Oh, of course. He's the doctor, so if I were to use any item, everyone in the team gets healed a bit. So if I use this item, the item heals the whole team, but then his ability activates, or his skill activates, and then he heals the whole team as well. So we've got a couple lonely boys in here. That means he gets a 50% stat boost. Bull gets a 50% stat boost. Bull has a Waking Solid, so he fills a 50% charge and defense +1 when he's revived. That's pretty rad. And oh, Bull has Moonbreaker. Okay, and his soul type matches, so now he has access to Lumberjack Stomp, and it boosts his own power by 10%. So you can spam that. Honestly, you could keep spamming that. You just keep. Here's how it's gonna look. Bull doesn't charge it very quickly, but you can eat snacks. Your cheesy moose antlers fills up your charge. So if you can picture it, Bull Brandish would just be scarfing down these what are basically Cheetos, and he's just kicking kicking, stomping on enemies nonstop, and every time he stomps, he gets stronger and stronger. Let's go into a mission now. What level is he? 420. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a cash mission here. The cash. All right. Hey, earrings. Materials. I get a cool hat. I might go for the materials. Jamit, you got $80 saved just to be sure I had more than enough. Yes, that'll definitely be more than enough for all the games. Guess I'm the best of the best then, because I've had $20 saved on my eShop account for months for the day when Gaiden DDR plus RR is released. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do that one at $19.99. I have to double check. It was gonna be around there. It's not gonna be more than $20 for Gaiden and Ruby River. I'll have to double check what it is, but it's definitely not more than $20. I wanted the games to be easy for people to pick up, you know. All right. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I want to do cool stuff. Let's see. Wonder Muscle. I should have checked. I'm gonna check my skills and see what his ultimate does. Wonder Muscle. It's a buff for the team. Oh, I think that makes everyone stronger. I think that's a power buff. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna get Moonbreaker. I'm gonna. He has Encourage, doesn't he? Yeah, Encourage. So you see that boosted their charge meter. Now I'm going to Lumberjack Stomp. Okay, that did 1036. Let's do a test on the next guy. Oops, I'm getting hurt here. A team first aid. That's the doctor for you. Did 1036, right? We'll wait until we can Encourage again. Or a Photo Flash. A Photo Flash, that'll stun those guys. We're gonna Lumberjack Stomp again. Encourage. Yep. Lumberjack Stomp. So that did 1106 that time instead of 1036 or whatever it was. Anyway, let's go ahead and scarf down some cheesy moose antlers, and we'll do his ultimate Moonbreaker here. Oh, that did 2370. Nice. What do we got? We got Wonder Muscle, we have Guardian Strike. Let's try Guardian Strike. I think that boosts his own defense when he uses Guardian Strike. I meant to check what Shadow Killer does. Jason, I'm hoping for 2 to 3 weeks of time in the 3DS shop. Yeah, some of the games I think might only be out for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but that's more than enough for people to grab them, you know. But I will need your guys' help to help spread the word. It's tough for me to go out and tell people about it, because if I go on to like Reddit and whatnot, my posts will get deleted for being self-promotion, so I can't actually go out and organically tell people about my games. Are you Alex, are you continuing Silver Falls on the Switch after eShop closes? Yes, absolutely. Someone mentioned, yeah, there's one game on the Switch right now. Ghoul Busters is a 3DS exclusive, and that's coming to Switch very soon, and it's got some enhancements with it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's just us here. This is going to be a secret between everyone. That's Luna Knights, Pastry, Alex, Jason, whoever's in here in the chat. This is going to be a massive secret. I haven't done an official reveal yet, so you guys will be the only ones. All of you that are in the chat right now, you are all the chosen ones. And that secret announcement reveal is that I'm working on a remaster of Galaxy Bound Curse for the Switch. So it's going to be totally 3D, but the gameplay and the map setup, it's basically going to be one-to-one remake in terms of the layout and the environments, but the gameplay is going to have much more depth to it. The graphics are I'm still working on the aesthetic, but it's going to have a distinctly unique aesthetic. It's not going to look like any other game that I've seen, because I want it to feel like a Game Boy Color game if it was an HD and 3D graphics, but somehow still looks like a Game Boy Color game. So that's a secret. Now only you guys know. You're the only ones that know. And that's something that I want to fast track for this year. So it's very likely that's going to launch in the early to middle part of this year on the Switch. That's right, Pastry. There's secrets. I don't do the official announcements. You guys are the only ones that know now. I'm just gonna step away and make myself another coffee. Did I get a dodger? Yeah, thank you. Nice. See, it's always good to talk to your characters because you will get um, crafting stuff, and sometimes it's the one material you need to enhance your equipment. I'm gonna leave it at the diner so you can listen to the diner music, and I'm just gonna make a coffee really quick. I'll be right back, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the Galaxy Bound Curse DX. One sec. Ooh, what stat boost did I get? All right, bring the chat back up. All right. Hey, everyone. Ooh, yay, plus 20 defense. Thank you, thank you. I don't know what to get my dad for his birthday. That new Falcon Fang fly rod or a new canoe? I keep clicking on the wrong screen here. Ooh, better get my items for my characters. Let's see, we got Karn here. What's Karn got for me? Sewing kit, thank you. All these hiker tourists are buying up all my star glass. We got gold from Guardians and Metal Exterminators. Uh-oh, I'm out of breath again. Am I having a stroke? Whetstone. Hey, do you think it's hard to learn to play guitar? Not that hard, really. So this is the Frying Saucer Diner. I wanted this in 3 Down Stars, but I didn't. It was going to take such a long time. I'm still building it. I'm still filling this building with details, so I didn't have time to put it in 3 Down Stars, but I can use it in future, and current games now. Yeah, power plus 15 for the next mission. Nice. Don't you buddy up to me. You don't know anything about me. Let's keep it that way. Chill, baby. I keep clicking on the wrong thing. Can't wait to play all the games on 3DS and Wii U. Too easy for Cheese 3. And speaking of too easy for Cheese 3, hope you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna nosh on some flamin' hot Cheetos here. Just gotta refill my Cheeto tank. I don't want to get Cheeto fingers while I'm working on the computer, jeez. Now it's convenient with these funny little thing that it keeps the chopsticks synchronized. I can use normal ones, obviously. When you're having an intense gaming session, you don't want your chopsticks to get separated from each other, and then you have to waste time sort of coordinating the chopsticks. This way you can keep the chopsticks close together. That's a pro tip. Oop, hold on. Grab my coffee table here. Rock on. And Galaxy Bound Curse remake sounds awesome. I would bet it would be sick if he let you switch the graphics to GBC like Halo Anniversary. Actually, I am working on that feature. I want you to be able to, because I want to create the game one-to-one in terms of the layout. I want the new remake to match the environment of the original game. So if you wanted to switch to the original 2D graphics, it would let you do that. But I'm still weighing that up, because if that design requirement ends up making the overall game worse, then I won't do that. But it's a feature that I do want to implement. Everyone should remember to update your 3DS and Wii U games soon. Nintendo said that we can still download all the updates and everything. Just make sure anything you want to buy has been purchased. Yeah, you'll still be able to purchase after the shop closes. Oh yeah, back up your SD cards. I've had 3DS SD cards just die sometimes. I don't know why, it's horrifying, but you can just copy and paste. So for my important 3DS consoles, you can just copy a whole SD card and have a backup. Pastry, you predicted the future. So my intention with Galaxy Bound Curse, because I know that not everyone likes fiddling with emulators, whether it's on a software or a device or anything like that. And so I want people to be able to fully experience the story and the characters and the vibe of Galaxy Bound Curse, but I don't want to do it in a way where it feels like it's a totally different product. And that's why I've been working on an aesthetic that feels like it's still a Game Boy Color game. And what I'm aiming to do is I'm trying to imagine that this game, what if the Game Boy Color kept getting new versions made, like the Super Game Boy Color and then the Game Boy Color 64, you know? Pardon me. And so, what if the Game Boy Color was a modern day console now, where it had all these specs, but I want it to have a color palette, and a feel that looks like it's still a Game Boy Color game, but it's HD. It's so Galaxy Bound Curse DX is going to make use of all the most advanced lighting and shading techniques, and it's not going to do that cutesy depth of field thing that Link's Awakening's remake did. That's very cute, but that's not the sort of thing that I'm going for. But the sprites or the models in Galaxy Bound Curse are going to look like the sprites in the original Galaxy Bound Curse, but they're going to be HD models that are highly detailed. But they're going to be on model for the original sprites. So it's not going to be hyper realistic. You know, it's not going to look like you know, the other titles, like say for example, Episode Prelude is quite realistic looking. So Galaxy Bound Curse DX on the Switch is going to look like a super HD version of the original game, but advanced lighting. It's going to have this rich, dense, thick atmosphere. There's going to be this fog that sort of permeates town because it's quite late at night when the game takes place. It's just going to feel so warm and dense when you enter houses, and in doing this, I'll be able to have more lore, story, and dialogue, and I'll have a much more satisfying battle system. I was quite limited in what I could do with Galaxy Bound Curse on the Game Boy Color, and because of the game engine that I use, it wasn't really designed for a game like Galaxy Bound Curse, and so there are quite a few glitches, and it's taking time. So it helps when people report glitches in the Game Boy Color ROM, because I can fix it. But with Galaxy Bound Curse on the Switch, I can make it much faster with way less glitches, and it's going to be multiplayer. So I'm weighing up the balance. It's at least going to be 2 players for Galaxy Bound Curse on the Switch, maybe 3 or 4, depending on what's how testing goes. So I love multiplayer games. I love Secret of Mana. I love all that. I loved when, you know, when friends could come over and you can just punch some mushrooms together, you know? Whack them with a sword, shoot them with a bow, stick them with a spear. And I think offering an experience that feels like a classic experience where there's no nonsense, it just feels like you're going on an adventure with your buds. That's my intention with Galaxy Bound Curse on the Switch. Yeah, you want to play it safe. Just update all your updates as you can, especially on all your if you have multiple consoles as well. Just, you know, play it safe and get your updates while you can. No, Sparrow, I'm not going to Cheeto Claw that, because okay, I think the worst insult that you can do anything. It's not like going and slapping a man or like, you know, biting your thumb at him. I think you go over to a man's house and you pick up one of his controllers, you're going to play Smash Bros, and you just stick your hand in a bag of Cheetos and you just crunch it all up. You crunch up all the Cheetos, you take your hand out of the Cheeto bag and you just grab a man's Smash Bros controller. And I think that's the worst insult that you could lobby against someone. I think that might be restricted by the Geneva Convention. It is a declaration of war. I've never done it personally, but I have thought about it. Fire Emblem Awakening died on me, 176 hours gone. Don't say that. Don't say that, Luna Knights. No. I try to back up my RPG saves as much as I can. How deep is the lore in this series? Is there an overarching story throughout all the games? Nunchuck, hey, welcome. It's massively deep. I've written years and years worth of story, character lore, character relationships, but none of it is forced on you. The series is designed in such a way to where each game has its own standalone story, and you just go through the story and you get the lore if you want. You look deeper into the games, you play it more than just running straight through it, and you're going to explore and experience things in your own pace. There are connective events, and not in like a Marvel way where sort of like, oh, you have to watch WandaVision or else you're not going to understand Doctor Strange 2. It's not like that. Silver Falls is basically the opposite of that, where when you spend time with characters in a game, they make decisions and they have their personalities and their attitudes and their perspective on life. When you go back and play games that take place earlier in their life, you slowly learn why these people are the way they are, why they have certain attitudes, why they act certain ways. The whole series is designed for you to play the games in any order. It doesn't matter what order you play the game in, it's going to make sense. but the order of the games that you play in gives each player a unique experience through the whole series. So if you play a certain game first, then naturally you're going to have an attachment to certain characters, and you're going to have a positive opinion of certain characters. But if you play a different game, all of a sudden certain characters are portrayed in a negative light, and you would feel defensively in that game because you would think, hey, why is my character being treated that way? Why is my character being insulted? And that allows every single player to have their own unique journey. And I wanted Silver Falls to be that. Everyone has their own unique experience. And you learn more about these characters as you go along, and they might seem kind of villainous in one game, and then you play another game and you understand why they are a certain way. And I think that's just an exciting and interesting way to have a series, is that I'm not forcing people to experience these characters, the story, in any particular way. There are so many events that characters will just sort of mention as a sort of this trauma in their life, and then all of a sudden another Silver Falls game comes out and you get to play through that event and experience this thing that people have been talking about for years. I always wash my hands. Yeah, I will. If my friends are eating like anything, I'll ask them to wash their hands before we do Smash Bros. You know, like, man, you can't just Cheeto claw a Cheetos bag and then play Smash with me. You have to wash your hands. Steven, that's been a recognized war crime since the 1987 Stockholm incident. How are you backing up saves that are on 3DS carts? On the 3DS, I don't know, I need to open my 3DS. I know that you can, games that are installed on the 3DS, you can just click on a little arrow when there's the icon on the screen and you can back up. I don't think I've played a Nintendo Switch game in a couple years now. Yeah, Ultimate's really... I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but mainly, if I didn't have Smash, then Wii U would be my most played console. You have 200 lifetime hours in Fantasy Life. My third micro SD crashed, so here's to another 100 hours. You're breaking my heart at Don Parker streams. Don't say that. I don't like hearing about people's lives being destroyed. I've had a couple SD cards crash, so when I have one main 3DS console. I mean, I have a bunch, like everyone, you know, I have a couple different models. I have one where the majority of my stuff is installed, and I'll just make a backup just because I feel like it. Don Parker. Sorry to derail, but I love the character development in Silver Falls. Oh, thanks for that. I appreciate that. There's a lot. There's characters that you've met previously in Silver Falls, and characters that you've only sort of seen them in the background. They get the spotlight in Gaiden. And I blocked the story in this because I didn't want to spoil it. But there are a number of character interactions. This takes place about a week and a half or so, somewhere around there, after 3 Down Stars. So the characters that you've spent time with in 3 Down Stars, you get to see how their lives have changed a bit. And in this game, you get to share that with them. Let's see. Oh, I need this. I need that. Blackthorn Virtua Racing Deluxe 36 Great Holes Are the Bomb. Oh, is that on the 32X? Spiral Light. I had a friend once play some Smash with me, and I started to hand him a Switch controller. I said, "Watch them hands." He had the nerve to say, "I'ma do you one better," and you soap. What was my intention in this battle? Okay, let's see. I'm going to encourage my party members. Oh, I meant to check my skills. Oh, Wonder Muscle is power boost. Flash. I should have put Shellaby would be better in that spot because her flash would hit more enemies. Let's see. Bull. Lumberjack Stomp. Oh, he has Flash Bomb too. That's very convenient. Wonder Muscle Guardian Strike. Actually, oh yeah, he could spam that. He could keep spamming Wonder Muscle and keep buffing everyone's attack power, which is pretty nice. So, Sparrow's a great character. This isn't a typical RPG, so there isn't like a little girl healer character or like a fragile healer mage. It's the doctor. The doctor should be the healer, right? I need to check what Shadow Killer... Wow, that did a lot of damage. Ooh. Guardian Strike boosts his own defense, I'm pretty sure. Knives Tornado. Thank you. Oh, that did a lot. Woo! Yeah, look at my materials. Woo woo, I got 3 of each of those. Nice. Oh, and of course I got the 4 stars, so that means I get more tokens and experience. Yay. 32X rules virtual racing on 32X. I never got to play a 32X in person. Bummer. Yeah, it sucks when consoles get cut short. Sega had a weird phase in the 90s, didn't they? Steve and I adamantly insist that the best version of NBA Jam is 32X. Saturn level visuals, Genesis load times, best of both worlds. Lunar, I've only played it on an emulator, so I don't know what it's like on real hardware. I do love, Lunar, I do love how you bring back characters that was not important, play a role later on. Yeah, and that way it feels like any NPC could actually be an important person. You wouldn't expect it. And that allows me to create more interesting stories that way. Isn't the Jaguar version pretty much the same as the 32X? Do Jaguar cartridges have long load times? They say the Jag version of NBA Jam is the best version. Interesting. Obtained whetstone. I bought some fire extinguishers just in case of any emergencies. Ooh, thank you. Playing first chase. I'm not tired. You can go ahead and get to bed early if you want. Know what's a challenge with writing is character consistency. The worst thing that any writer does, especially if they're taking over from other writers, is to ruin characters, and suddenly characters are not acting like themselves. So I actually, when I write dialogue for characters, I go back to the games that they came from, and I make sure that I fully understand and I fully remember that character's voice. So I'll go back to 3 Down Stars, I go to the campsite, and I look at all of the characters' dialogue, and I look at Holt, and I say, okay, these are the kind of things that Holt says, this is how Holt talks, this is his perspective on the world. So when I write dialogue in new games, I need to make sure that that character's voice remains consistent. And if the character's voice changes, then it has to be because they've grown or changed in some way. Let's go to the diner and see if we got any materials. The Jag only had 25 games? Oh man, I didn't know that. Jag is interesting in that despite being an abject failure, it actually got retail releases until 1998 and then was declared an open platform in 1999. You can just get the development kit for Jaguar now, right? People can make games of that. If so, I want to make a Jaguar game. That sounds cool. If that's possible, I'd do that. That sounds really fun. Oh, so you have 25 Jaguar games. Yeah. I'll make a game on anything. I'll make a game on a calculator. I need to get back to my wife and daughter soon for a few hours. Oh, I missed it. I missed what he said. Carry, item carrying map +1 for next mission. That's a great boost. And that's stackable as well, so you can use your items multiple times. Stretchy fabric, I did need that. How'd you like my moose steak a couple weeks ago? Good, huh? Yum yum. Yeah, if I can get a development kit for something, I'll make a game for it. Plus it won't disappear into the shadow realm at some company's whim. That's right. I am actually working on... Oh, where is it? Where is it here? 2 seconds. Careful now. Alright, so I am working on the Silver Falls Mini, the exclusive Silver Falls game for Pokemon Mini. It's a little bit of a challenge because I am trying to work out how to implement Code Linker on this guy, but I do want this to have Code Linker so that it can Code Link with other Silver Falls titles, you know, on the Switch, Wii U, 3DS. But yeah, there will be, I am working now on that. Since I'm no longer under so much pressure with the 3DS and Wii U games, I'm working on Silver Falls Mini. And of course, the ROM will be distributed free, so everyone can play the game for free, however they'd like. Keeping it hush-hush how that's going. I don't want to share too many things, but I'm still in the stage where I'm seeing what's possible with what I can do with it, so we'll see. And again, there are the Patreon. I'm so grateful because that was possible, or not a Patreon, a Kickstarter. So I'm grateful to everyone that helped with the Kickstarter campaign, and it was a success. I was able to get all the hardware and the software necessary, and there are the Kickstarter donors who will get the soundtrack, and I'm making a soundtrack for the Mini that will be, you know, the 1-bit soundtrack, and then I'm also making a full version of every single 8-bit piece of music I make for the Mini, and then the Kickstarter donors will get that. Cybermorph is the best Jaguar game. Where did you learn to fly? Man, I love videos. I love videos on all that stuff because you get to vicariously enjoy stuff. I didn't get to play the Jaguar or the 32X. Is anyone else going to show up to the diner? I'll just leave. Man, Metal Exterminators has a dope soundtrack. Hey, thanks. I would have loved to done more tracks for Guardians and Metal Exterminators. I really wanted that 80s power punk, power ballad sort of thing. I would have loved to have done more. You know, I say that about every soundtrack. All right, let's do a mission. Let's do a mission. We're going in. What level are my dudes? Well, let's look at the skills, like I said. So, Shellaby's Shadow Killer, it boosts her own technique, charge, and speed by 20. That's really good. Whoa. That's really good. So that powers up. Okay, so her water stream would do more damage. Her photo flash would do more damage. That's a good ability. Planetary aura. So all team, all elemental power plus 30. That's crazy. That's a crazy ability. Your ultimate abilities have to be crazy. They're your ultimate abilities. And you can keep spamming that. Shellaby's quite fast. She's a very good support boosting character. That's really good. Wow. Wow. Team Hydra armor, so boost water resistance plus 30. So if you go into a boss fight, you know, let's see. See, here's a boss fight. Enemy attacks are water. They'll do significant damage. So that'd be a good one to have Sparrow in there, because he can give the team water armor, and then he can keep reusing it to where your armor defense goes higher and higher. Oh, you get a nice gun. So if you get that plus there, you see that plus, that means that item will have a skill attached. So that's why it's good to do the boss fights. Okay. Wonder Muscle, boost team power by 30. That's so good. Oh, Guardian Strike, it boosts your healing by 20%. Oh, right. I thought it was defense. I got it wrong. So every time he uses that, his ability to heal the team keeps increasing. So that means when he uses Team First Aid, it'll be 20% stronger. And again, you can spam that. So that's a great setup for that. Ice Tornado, that stuns the enemies. Encourage, that's really good. Okay, yeah. And Bull is just an all-out attacker. He's real good. All right, let's do a mission. I can't do a Titan. There's no way. I've had testers where they said, like, they'd spend hours preparing their team and getting all the right materials and the equipment setting up for just one Titan battle, and that could take them, like, it's like a 15 to 20 minute. It's an absolute challenge, and they're like sweating by the end of it. And, you know, testers have said, like, this is really fun. It's such a cool challenge, and you scrape by, you know, just barely, because you just had the perfect setup and you just barely got it, and you get great equipment for it, you know. And so the testers have told me that that's quite exciting. And so I'm really looking forward to people just being able to sit and chill out with this game and enjoy it at their own pace. I think I need more of this. I'm going to just go in for some more materials. A lot of times I just leave my DS open to hear the title track. Tempest 2000 still holds up. Tempest that's got a kind of gameplay that's timeless. I think you could keep playing that, you know. I'm glad to see that Capcom is one of the few AAAs putting things on sale on Wii U and 3DS. Yeah, I think Capcom has made huge improvements over the past few years. I think mid-2000s, or the mid-2010s, early to mid-2010s, late 2000s, I think Capcom was pretty spiteful towards their audience. It was really weird how they were treating their audience. I'm gonna Moonbreaker these guys. You're gonna get your moon broken. I broke your moon. 1770, nice damage. I'm gonna Wonder Muscle. Oh, let's Moonbreaker again after the Wonder Muscle and see how much more it does. Can I get an Encourage? I'll just eat the snack now. Moonbreaker. Here we go. Ooh, 2295, so it did significantly more after that Wonder Muscle. I'm gonna spam this Wonder Muscle, and this is how you deal with the difficult bosses. You have to have a strategy like this, because you will get overpowered, so you have to find a way to have boosts that you can keep repeating until you can survive the hits and then get strong enough to take the enemies down. I'm gonna break your moon, bro. Yeah, 2820. So you can see how much more powerful your attacks can get with just a few buffs. Oh, here's a good question. Is there any future plans to find out the mystery of the mechanic? There are. There's going to be more and more information about the mechanic revealed. Maybe you'll figure out who's wearing the mask, who that is. White Inside Its Umbra does feature the mechanic quite heavily, and I'm not going to spoil anything. But there's one thing, the mechanic. So you have your gamepad, your tech pad in White Inside Its Umbra. Eventually, the mechanic will install a special app on there for you. So I'm not going to spoil anything else. But that's the next game that features the mechanic. Let me think. I didn't want to spoil much more. When I'm able to do the update for Ghoul Busters, and when I add the Frontier Busters mode for Ghoul Busters, the mechanic will feature a little bit in that, and then maybe you can figure out who it is. Is there already enough information to figure out who it is? Are you planning on staggered releases once approved? Once they're approved, I'm hitting the go button. So as soon as they're approved, I just want them out so people can grab them. So there isn't a plan to stagger them. It's just as soon as they're ready to go, they're going to launch. All right, what's Maverick got? Sewing kit, I did need one. Don't worry, Maverick will be a big, strong moose and help you. Ah, there's our good boy Maverick. You think Bull would get mad at us if we made some popcorn? Soft fabric. Thank you, I did need that. I kind of think Bull probably would get mad if you did make some popcorn here in the campsite. Oh, okay, here's another secret. All right, this is going to be pretty funny. This is a secret for just people in the chat now. No one else is going to know about this. Programmatically, right? This is the touch screen, so you can only interact with the characters on the touch screen, but it's actually programmed to where these characters actually can be touched the same way. These characters, if the top screen was a touchscreen, it's programmed to where you could actually talk to them and get items from them. But because the top screen isn't a touch screen, you can't actually interact with them. So there's just going to be a fun little fact that no one will ever know about. Only you in the chat right now are going to know about it. And I thought it's a little bit of a troll to think that you could have been getting more items, but you can't touch the top screen. I just thought it'd be pretty funny. Monster Hunter is $5 right now. Okay. As soon as the stream ends, I'm gonna go install it on some more of my consoles, I think. Jason, yeah, it's awesome to see Monster Hunter Generations get such a great price on 3DS eShop. Resident Evil Revelations and Mercenaries 3D. I've got Mercenaries 3D installed on multiple consoles. I think I have Revelations on multiple consoles as well. Only reason I didn't take advantage is because those games are so flipping big. Yeah, I think I recently got a 32 gig for my 3DS, and I feel like it's already filling up. And that's why I worked very hard to make sure that all the games that I made were really optimized to take up the least amount of space possible. Hey, let's get Maverick on a team. How about that? Let's get our big, strong moose in there. So again, Bull was doing heaps of damage because he has the Lonely Soul type, and you get the 50% stat boost. Okay, who are we going to take out? Let's take out Shellaby. Let's get Maverick. Who else do we want to look at? Let's see. Who do we want to look at? We didn't look at Karn that much. Let's just have a look at him real quick. Is there anyone else we want to have a look at? I don't think we had that much of a look at Arnault yet. Let's do that. Is Arnault lonely? Who's lonely? Oh, he's wistful. Okay. Karn is whimsical. Sparrow's lonely, and then Maverick is brave. He's a big brave moose, isn't he? GoldenEye is available on Nintendo Switch Online and on Xbox. The ports of Monster Hunter are great, 3 on Wii U and Generations on the Switch, but the 3D version can hold their own awesome games. Monster Hunter on 3DS looks insane. It looks crazy. I get envy. As a developer, I look at Monster Hunter on the 3DS and I think, man, I wish I had access to their development environment, whatever framework they have. So there's a little bit of envy there. What does Maverick want? He wants a throwing. Okay. I'll just give him this throwing spike just for now. If we have a look at his equipment, he's 60% on jewelry, 130% on hats and vests. Nice. 120 on gloves. I might try to find a hat for Maverick here. Let's see, what do we got? Do we have a hat for him? What do we got? We'll just give him this for now. Cool. I'll just give him some first aid. All right, let's look at Mavericks. What has he got? He's got Tough Rally. So he always has the ability to boost allies' defense by 40%. Okay, that's great. So there are going to be bosses that just have pure raw damage output. So it's important to have a defensive character like Maverick who early on can buff your party's defense so that you can survive those hits and you'll have a chance at the battle. Heavy Slam, it boosts his own defense and the enemy's defense minus 20. That's a great ability. Man, that's so great. His ultimate is Prism Armor. So your team, fire, ice, electric, water resistance plus 50. That's great. Maverick is really vital to dealing with bosses. You really got to have him, actually, because bosses will have elemental attacks. And Earthquake Maker stuns the enemy for 4 seconds. That's on a Friday. Hey, cool. All right, I'm actually pretty excited to use Maverick here. We'll just look at the Karn's skills here. I love Maverick posters and 3 down stars. I am working on getting a manufacturer that can sell and ship out the Maverick posters. That's something people have been requesting for a while. So I will have the Maverick posters. People will be able to buy them. Yeah, that Maverick poster, I drew him. I was trying to make it seem like early Mickey Mouse era artwork when I drew that Maverick. I want it to feel like it's a real IP that exists, in Silver Falls. So I had to create artwork in different styles and put them in different places and make it seem like, different people are creating the media for this character. Oh, Pastry, the Phoenix Wright games didn't get physical releases? Oh no! That's a big series. It should have gotten a physical release. Yeah, Maverick is a big, strong moose. In Metal Exterminators, you can keep buffing him, you can boost his skills, you can do massive damage in Guardians. Hopefully that update can launch soon and then we can get Guardians on the eShop. It does significantly fix the stability issues. Unity is so tough to work with. It's really brutal on the 3DS. That's right. Karn has Soul Punch that restores his own health. Friday is a great day for Karn. What's tomorrow? Oh, Karn has Tear Off Shirt on Saturday. That's one of my favorite abilities. Yeah, your power goes up by 70, your defense goes down by 40. So Saturday is a pretty good day for Karn as well. Let's just go through the week here. Prism Warriors. Oh, it's the opposite of Maverick's prism armor. So your fire, ice, electric, and water power go up by 50 for the whole team. That's such a great ability. Yeah, so cool. And then Omni Amplify, that's just a weaker version, but he'll have access to that if his soul matches the day, which you know it's weaker, but you'll have that access to it more often. So that boosts let's see, all of his elemental power. Cool. Let's see, on Sunday he can boost the whole team's flame amplify, so your firepower goes up. Flash bomb stuns the enemy for 7 seconds, and their sound resistance goes down by 30%, which is good. So it's good to use a light element ability and then follow that up with the sound element, because that will do more damage. And the idea is, if you're blinded, you know, then you're going to rely more on your hearing, and that makes you more vulnerable to sound abilities, and you'll take more damage from sound. Sand throw is pretty good. It slows down the enemies. And again, you know, certain boss fights will say that the enemies are fast, which means they'll attack very quickly. So it's important to have an ability that lowers their speed so that they hit you less often. You have Encourage, which increases, or it fills up your party's charge. You have Oil Stream, so the flame resistance goes down and it lowers the enemy's speed. Yeah, I think he's a good balanced fighter. But I think, what are his stats? I think his health isn't as high as the other characters, but he's decently fast, I think. Anyway, let's get in a fight. Let's go for a tougher one and see what happens. Let's... 7? Wait, what level am I? Oh, there's no way I'm going to get killed. No way. What do we got? Enemies deal extra damage to anyone not wearing a vest. Bummer. I don't have many vests, so I'm just going to have to do it. Yeah. I'm really hoping I've ordered. I'm doing the research and development. I've ordered some hardware that I'm experimenting with right now for creating, you know, it's basically a homebrew cartridge that has all of the Silver Falls games on a cartridge. And the games don't even take up that much space anyway, you know, because I work hard to optimize the file size of these games. Let's see, I'll get some Wonder Muscle in there, but I need to be careful because that guy can do significant damage to the Doctor. I can't afford to lose the Doctor. Shoot. Oh no, Maverick! Shoot. I'm gonna do that right away. I'm gonna uppercut. Oh no, the Doctor! The Doctor! Shoot. Doctor, no! Oh, I didn't have time to get my first aid out. That's rough. Yeah, remember the mission brief said they do extra damage to anyone not wearing a vest? That's what happens. No one's wearing a vest, so they're all taking extra damage. I'm dead. I died. Yeah, in this, Maverick is very slow, but he has massive damage output. He has really high power stat. So you'll want to you'll want to load him up on cheesy moose antlers, so he can fill his own charge gauge pretty quickly. Watch, I'll just buy one real quick. Buy some of those, thank you. Whoa, they're expensive, yikes. Maybe I don't want to be frivolous with those. Alright, we'll do an easier mission. Right, okay. So I've been sourcing hardware so I can experiment putting games on a cartridge. I'm sourcing where to get the boxes, get manuals printed, get the sleeve art. I'm working on a manufacturer that can create actual moose tokens so that the game will come with a real moose token and it'll be on a keychain, so you can have a moose token on your keychain. I am working on a manufacturer that does custom air fresheners, so you can hang an air freshener from your car, and it'll have a Silver Falls thing on it. I'm thinking of it'll be the Maverick D Moose. You know, his little drawing from the Maverick posters. I'm thinking of doing air fresheners that have him, and it'll be forest scented, and you can hang that from your car. Or put it wherever you want. Put you know, wherever you want to see your little Maverick D Moose air freshener. go Wonder Muscle. I could use some more damage output. 287, nice. 211. What have I got? Flamethrower won't reach. Ow. I'm gonna wait. I don't have Encourage, do I? I'm gonna Wonder Muscle. I'm gonna make him really powerful. I'll just keep doing Wonder Muscle, and then Arnold's just gonna get a big hit in. I'll wait till Uppercut's ready. Ah, Jason, something I figured out in Metal Exterminators semi-recently is you can hit 2 attack buttons at the same time and it will attack with both at the same time. Works really well with 102 bows. Yeah, you can get some ridiculous combos out that way. Yeah, I think Honard's thing, you can just sort of keep leveling up his skill, and then he just becomes ridiculously strong. This was a great grinding mission. I just got 3 materials of each. That's real good. Of course, I got the 4 stars, so I get more money out of that. So always try to get the little extra objectives. Try to use your ultimate attack and try and keep everyone alive, and you'll get 4 stars. You know what are tough to find? It's tough to find Cheetos Classic here in Australia. Our Cheetos Puffs are more common. I'm not going to complain about a Cheetos Puffs. But sometimes you feel like a Cheetos Classic, you know? True fact, this is the same giraffe graphic that they used for the logo for Resident Evil 6. This is the same model they used. Alright, my energies were filled. You're such a big, furry, meaty hunk. You remind me of a bull. Ugh. Oh, you know what? Here, I'll edit my save data. I'll wind back to an event, and then we can see what character interactions and story is like. This gives me Age of Empires vibes. That's a cool series. I think my sister really liked Age of Empires. I'm not sure. Did she like that? Did she play that? I prefer the night. If people can't see you, then they can't judge you. Oof. Rough. Stretchy fabric. Alright, let me edit my save data real quick. Just gonna randomly pick an event to play. What do we got here? Let me see. Max event. Not here. Save data. And as I mentioned before, the music is basically different every time you come to the camp. I wrote camp music for a bunch of different instruments, and I performed them live, recorded it, and every time you visit the camp, the game randomly picks 2 instruments and it plays them together. So that way it doesn't sound annoying and it's just repetitive. It'll be different every time you come back to the campsite. Where's the value here? Save. Oh, whoops. I was looking at the wrong save data here. What do we got here? Event viewed. I'm just going to randomly pick event number 8. Let's just do that. We'll see what character events are like. We're going in. All right, we'll do a quick battle and then we'll trigger a story event and let's see what happens. Lunar Knights, you're very talented. Everyone's good at something. Everyone's got a thing that they have spent forever doing and they're good at, you know. And I think that's what's so cool is when you chat with people, especially when you're meeting new people, it's just hearing about this specific thing that they're passionate about and that they spent years becoming good at. I think that's what's so cool about meeting people. I actually quite like this track. I always have a great time writing the music. Oh yeah, Wonder Muscle. Sparrow has actually pretty good speed. He can get that charge meter maxed out pretty quickly. That was big damage. Flamethrower that guy. What have we got? Team Breather? That'll restore some health. I don't need it, though. Don't even need it. No big. What do we got? All Wonder Muscle. I'm good at spending money responsibly on video games. Hey, that's something that you can get very good at. That's something that you can practice. Oh, see, this is actually not a very good party overall. And if you look at everyone's attack range, it's really important to have a character, at least one like long gun character that can shoot across the whole field. So this is a pretty actually no, those characters can reach right, but it's good. It's important to be able to reach across the field as well. So this overall isn't a great party. I would have more varied attack types in here. Alright, now we'll get an event to show up now. We'll see what the story is like. Alright, I got some materials. Yay, yay. Oh. Hello there, almost didn't see you there. Oh dear, what a handsome young man. Oh shucks, but that's a bit generous. Do you happen to see a rabbit go past? I was hunting, but the dang thing escaped me. You hunting with that bow? Why is that surprising to you? You know, it's not good to judge people by their looks. Yeah, sorry, I was just surprised. I've got my mind occupied. Is this your campsite? Yeah, I'm looking for a friend of mine. He went missing this week. Sounds like you need a tracker. Well, good thing I'm here. I couldn't ask you to waste your time here. I'm sure you're busy. Don't be silly. I've got hunting to do, and this is a great spot for me to camp. You don't mind if I set up my tent right here, do you? I don't mind at all. Great, I can still hunt in the area and help you look for your missing friend, too. So there's quite a few events, and obviously the relationships between these characters develop as the story go on. So we introduce a number of new characters that have never been seen before in the series. Oh, here's an old favorite. If you've enjoyed Guardians and Metal Exterminators, then you'll recognize Oxa. She's a little bit older, but she's still totally awesome. Jason, I hope she was hunting the giant rabbit. Hey, she didn't say it was a normal-sized rabbit, did she? Is this your first time? Oh, never mind, nothing. So that's kind of, I think it's pretty funny because obviously she's flexed with monsters before, and if you played Guardians and Metal Exterminators, you know, Oxa knows what she's doing out here. So she's looking at the player character, whatever, and she's kind of saying like, "Hey, is this your first time flexing with monsters, or have you done this sort of thing before?" We got Moss. If someone's missing, we can't afford to be complacent. Maverick can't afford to be scared. He needs to be brave for his friends. Maverick is a good, big, brave moose. Thank you. Yeah, Oxa's pretty rad. So you won't get Oxa through Guardians and Metal Exterminators. There's a story reason why, but there will be a future game that has a code linker for Oxa. But when this game launches early on, I'll have a promo so that people can get Oxa, because I know that people have been telling me they like her, they like Guardians and Metal Exterminators, so I want to make sure people are able to get Oxa pretty early on. I will do another mission real quick, and then I'll... Ooh, a crossbow. Don't mind if I do. We'll just see what next story plays out. Yeah, so there it was difficult trying to balance out the weapon types because each character only has one weapon type. So that was difficult trying to fit out, you know, who can use what and what goes where, what makes sense story-wise. I had to develop this kind of Appalachian rock for the battle music here. There's a couple tracks that use this Appalachian rock, and now that I've sort of developed this style for myself for writing, I can't wait to do more music in this style. I might soul punch? Whoa, that punched. Remember the last time you punched a deer so hard it went through one deer and hit a second deer behind it? Sparrow doesn't have good attack moves. That's the trade-off. Okay. Yeah. What do we got? Okay. Cool, I hit 3 of them. I just wonder... See, again, if you have his ultimate ability, it doesn't matter if Sparrow doesn't have good attacks. His Wonder Muscle buffs the attack power of the whole team. So, that's great. You imagine Oxa, an MMA fighter. Yeah, I think she'd probably tangle pretty well. I mean, if you've tangled with the Metal Exterminators, you know, and you also had those spiky, pokey, spiky guys, you'd have to get good at tangling, really. Or let's see what event comes up. Ooh, hello, sailor. If you've played 3 Down Stars, then you would recognize this lady. She's one of the judges for the Moose Steak Festival. Oh, hold on. I accidentally hid my chat window again. Yeah. And this is Base Boulderfield is a character that's introduced in Gaiden. This is his intro game. Okay. Well, hi, hello. Are you a friend of Gus? Sure, yeah, but enough about Gus. What's a beefcake like you doing out here? You're being awfully direct, aren't you? I think you might even be more hunky than bold, almost. You wouldn't happen to be married, would you? No, but I'm divorced. I think I'm past the stage of playing the dating game. Oh, for shame, why didn't it work out? I'd die to have a hunk like you. We've got more important things right now than to talk about my divorce. What's the matter? It's nothing to be ashamed of. You ought to talk about it. Come on, tell me about it. I said no, all right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get angry. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you. You seem like such a nice man. I shouldn't have jumped into your personal space. That's alright, it's just, you know, men are always under such pressure to succeed. Men are always judged and expected to not fail at what they set out to do. My marriage is the one thing I tried so hard and still got so wrong. My marriage is the biggest failure of my life. I'd like to leave it in the past. Relationships just aren't for me. I couldn't bear to mess that up again. Oh, Base, you're breaking my heart here. I know it's so difficult to get things right. You just enjoy what you love doing. For me, I'm a bit of a green thumb. I run the nursery in town, you know, Mimet's Greens. Hey, that's great. I grow vegetable patch around my place. Maybe I could source some seeds from your shop. Well, that sounds great, Base. You come on by for a chat anytime. There you go. So that's the tone and the style of the story, the character interactions, and the dialogue that you're going to see in Gaiden for the 3DS. Testers have told me they really enjoyed the characters and the story. They love how weird and quirky they are, and they love how they get to see their relationships develop. And then sort of the universal feedback I've gotten from all the testers was they wanted more story. I just didn't have time to write more story, but everyone said they wanted more and more. They wanted to see more. So, yeah. Anyway, hey, we've been going for like 3 hours, so yeah, let's just hang out for a couple minutes and chill. If there's anything anyone wants to say or ask, yeah, we can hang out for a few more minutes and then we'll wrap things up. Hey, at least we don't have to deal with any woodwalkers, right? I don't know. What's a woodwalker? Obtain soft fabric. And that's a character for people who've played through 3 Down Stars. They'll probably recognize him. And that's Rich. That's Rich $1. And he'll come in through Code Linker as well. And if you want to know which game he's coming from, that's going to be a surprise. Any news on White Inside Its Umbra? So Nintendo is still testing and going through the approval process. So we're just waiting to hear back. Hopefully, if all goes well, we'll get the approval and we can launch that right away. Nintendo's been hugely supportive. You know, they've been incredible through the whole process. So hopefully, we'll hear back. You know, best case scenario, maybe within the next week, we'll hear back whether or not they can approve it, and hopefully there will be some good news. And as soon as I get the approval, generally in less than 2 weeks, I can get the game launched and on the store as soon as I have the approval. Nukatha, thanks for another chill stream. Thanks for hanging out. It's always fun hanging out. We get to chat, just talk about whatever. This is Rich. He's got Smart Fighter. What's he got? Power +1 when healed. That's so cool. That's great. You can see if he's in a party, for example, like Sparrow can heal. Using any NRG bars, you can heal. So anytime he gets healed, his power increases. That's a great skill, honestly. What's he got? He's got Team Breather, Team Recover some HP. Wow! Wow, 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 wow! Obviously, I made the game, right? But again, I don't remember everything exactly off the top of my head, everything that I've done. So this character naturally, this ability, is actually pretty special for him because he heals the whole team. And Team Breather doesn't heal that much, but Team Breather will always activate his Smart Fighter. So every time he heals the team, he gets a free +1 on power. That's so cool. I just reacted to it just now because I forgot it was there. I forgot that I had set it up like that. And yeah, as a gamer, I think it's what a cool setup for a character. What does he use? What do you want? Oh, he wants a handgun. All right, give me a revolver there. There you go. I'll just go to the diner and we'll chill out to the diner music. Lunanites. Off subject. How's the Aussie life? It's nice. We have a week of storms right now, so I have to unplug all my computers. I don't want to risk a bolt of lightning coming and frying all my workstations. So I unplug everything, and then I sit in the darkness and I wait for the storm to pass. Yeah, just got my mandola here. And again, I've used this in the soundtrack. This is a mandola, and I've used this quite heavily in the soundtrack for Gaiden. Cool, powerful 15, thank you. I wish I could help, but I know I'd just be a liability. It's alright. Aww, he wanted to help. Well, he did help, because he gave me a stat boost for my next mission. Need a headbang with Metal Exterminators soundtrack. Actually, Lunanite, so I study heaps of different genres for music as I'm working on each game. I want to give each game its sound. I do have planned to study like 80s metal for a future soundtrack, because again, I don't want the soundtracks to ever sound similar. You know what? Just for you, let's go ahead and let's play some music. Where's the soundtrack here? Whoop. Yeah, let me find that, and I'll play some music for you. How about that? Guardians and Metal Exterminators. All right, find the soundtrack here. All right, and the theme. All right, let's turn it up. This goes out to all you Guardians out there. Hope you're having a a chill evening. This track comes requested from Luna Nights. Hey Jason, maybe you can feature on a future soundtrack with your guitar playing. Who's to say when I was recording? Who's to say I wasn't, you know, thrashing my hair around to get a better sound out of the music? I've run out of track. All right, and that was a request from Luna Nights. All right, well, it's been awesome hanging out, everyone. It's been great. It's been a great stream. It's been a lot of fun. Hey, we got a visitor here. Hey, do you and Cooper want to come around and help start the frame on this new log cabin? Item carry, +1 for the next mission. That's always a great thing as well. What's Romanik got? Sorry, I'm busy doing homework for my mechanical engineering course. Oh, but he gave us an expensive item, which is pretty nice. And here's our dude, old Brandish. No drugs, no drinks. You better stay focused to stay alive. But you can drink some moose juice. Yeah. See, even all the fine details, like even though you don't see all those things, I have to actually make those in high resolution because other games will use those graphics, and I have to build the environment in high fidelity. So let me see if I can show you some of that stuff. Will I be able to show that? Oops, hold on. Don't look at the man behind the curtain. Don't look at that. All right, let me just here. Let's put some of this in there. Let's put some music in there. How about that? So we've wrapped up playing for today, and then before we wrap up the stream, I'll just share a little bit behind the scenes at some of the work that goes into this stuff. All right, let's go ahead and put that in there. Let's see. We'll put that in there. Moon Rocket. I actually really like that track. How about that? All right. All right, we've got a little bit more Guardians and Metal Exterminators music now. And okay, so I will show you how detailed those signs really are. So say, for example, you know, all that stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, thanks, guy. Oh, my Falcon, he's at home. He doesn't like going out at night. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and find these real quick. Don't look at the curtain. Don't look back here. Okay. So say, for example, you've got that right there. Even though it's just a couple pixels on the wall, I do have to make them in high resolution and high quality. So if I can bring this... Okay, can I shrink this guy? Okay. This is how it's got to be. So this is... Oh. You can see this is really high resolution, of course. It's like 2048 by 2048. So you can see that is full detailed. You can see everything clearly. That's actually the sign that's sitting there. So I do have to make everything in high quality. Okay. It's family friendly, all right. This is Quickie Motor Oil. You can read that for yourself if you want. Oops. But hey, don't blame me, right? You blame like 60s and 70s culture for being this way. I'm just style matching. I'm not making anything weird. This is how the 60s and 70s were. You look at signs from that era, that's how it was, man. Don't blame me. I'm just style matching. And you have that gas sign back there. Can you see? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's talk to Romanic. There's a sign back there that you can't really. Let me see if I can find that part. Which one is that? Oh, what sign is that? I can't tell. Is it? I'm trying to find out which one it is. Skyline. Is it the Skyline one? No, it's not that one. Okay, you can't see it. You can't see it in this angle, but here's another sign. Here's another sign that's somewhere else in the restaurant. I'll just in the diner. This would be hanging up somewhere else. This is American Cowboy Leaders, and it says, let's just zoom in on that. This is in line with the Maverick posters, you know, that similar kind of humor. There you go. You know, eventually, you know, you'd be able to make. Eventually, you'll be able to make high-resolution stuff. Then you can explore this environment and see all these signs. This is one that I really had fun creating. Again, this is in a different part of the diner, so you can't see it in the pictures there. But this was very fun. Again, as an artist, I always enjoy trying to style match because it means I get to learn and understand how artists created things in different decades. And I was really trying to match the artwork of the era in terms of coloring. I got the line art from old public domain stuff at this point. Old line art, and then I colorized this stuff. So I didn't do the line art for this, I colorized it with the text, and I framed everything together. So I got bits and pieces of stuff, and I composited them all together to create this image. It was Alien Moonshine. So, anyway, hey! Thank you everyone for hanging out. Okay, I better catch up here. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out, everyone. Here's a request for a cozy log cabin in a forest in a future game. Well, in Ruby River, you'll get to create your own log cabin exactly how you like. You can nestle it in the middle of a bunch of trees. You can put it on a cliff face. You can put it by the river. You can build your cabin next to a lake or on top of a lake. Ruby River will let you do all kinds of stuff, and who knows what'll come next? Who knows what sort of fun things? Maybe there will be a future game with a cabin in a forest, and that's the primary environment that you're in. I do want to focus on Deadly Shadows later this year, and that's all in a logging cabin secluded in the woods is the primary environment, and that's going to be very exciting, I think. When do we get hard moose cider? I'm waiting on some contracts to go through. We're still in agreements, you know, but if we can get, you know, some companies to work together with us, you know, we can make some Pale Moonlight, some Silver Courage. All right, Stephen, see you later. We're ending the stream, so great to hang out with you, Stephen. Take care. It's awesome to hang out with all of you. Hard moose cider with deer poop chocolate. Yum, yum, yum. I remember you showing some HD versions of 3 Down Stars ammo boxes for the different guns long ago. Yeah, the ammo boxes on that stuff are actually extremely detailed. It's full text on everything, on all the packaging. Any sort of packaging, any product that's on any graphics in Silver Falls is fully detailed in high resolution, but I have to lower the resolution for each of the items in the game. So the Switch is more forgiving. We can have higher resolutions, but it's still not the highest resolution. But in the future, you know, whenever we get a Switch 2, you'll be able to get much more detail. We'll have more high resolution textures on everything. So, it's been great, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully we'll catch up again soon. And stay tuned. Hopefully we'll have some good news regarding Inside Its Umbra and Gaiden very soon. Hopefully we can launch that. You know, best case scenario, mid-February we can have these games out. I can finally share all this hard work with you. All right. Well, it's been great, everyone. It's been so much fun, and yeah, we'll do a launch stream for Undertakers for the Wii U when that launches, and that will be early February. Take care, everyone. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. We'll see you around.